Here we go. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. I'm joined here by Cameron and Mamba Man and yours truly, Brendan. So
Hello.
we're gonna dissect right here in the party chat. We're gonna dissect and talk about Quantum TV, which is the everyone's favorite subject. So we're gonna talk about the narcissistic mind of Quantum TV while we watch his latest video that he put out there, and it's titled under a, let me see, Quantum TV versus Act Man, The Ugly Truth. This was his podcast that he did recently. So we're gonna kind of dive into that. We're gonna talk about that as we go throughout the video. So without any further ado, we're gonna cue his video, but you're gonna hear the audio. You're not gonna see the video. You're just gonna hear the audio, and we're gonna dissect through what he's saying, and then we're gonna talk about it. Now, everyone has done this. Review Tech USA is doing this. He's done it since 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Everything that I will show you here, it's nothing that people don't already know. But I want to dive more into the mindset of narcissist. Obviously, he's not a stupid person. He's not, crazy. It's just that he is using his narcissistic manipulation. This is something. These are his survival skills. This is how he survives, by playing a victim when in fact he's the perpetrator, and then he's being the victim himself when in fact it's him who's being a perpetrator. This is something that others have done in the past. If you watch, the criminal channel or the ID channel, which is the Investigation Discovery channel, I think, they talk about these murder cases and how these murders are the ones actually who try to blame somebody else for the killing, but in fact they were the one who did the killings, and they, played the victim. They try to put the evidence under the rug. So the mind of a narcissist goes through killers, murderers, con artists, even politicians, obviously. So the narcissists are the individuals who actually use this technique. And it works, and we'll talk about that, why it works. But one of the main reasons why it works is because a lot of people out there are naive. Not everyone, it's, Sherlock Holmes, and not everyone can depict or read a certain individual to see who they are. They're usually busy doing their, daily lives and whatever it is that they do. So they're busy with that, and they don't have time to dissect a person like this, So it works for that reason. This is how a lot of these murders happen. This is how a lot of these kidnaps happens, and all these other abductions happen, because a narcissist. Look at Ted Bundy. He was a narcissist, but he knew how to use the narcissism to persuade these college, students. Was it college students? Was it Ted Bundy? Yeah. This was like what, 70s, or I forgot when. And he persuaded them to like him, and they did like him, and he did look the part. He looked like a lawyer, looked like a professor. He was very sharp, and the way he talked, the way he, brought himself up, that's the mind of manipulation. That's something that if you're good at, if you're really a good manipulator, if you're a really good narcissist, and the others cannot see that, that's to your advantage. That means that you can actually work the individuals for your benefit. But anyway, I'm not trying to compare, Quantum to a murderer or a serial killer. I'm simply saying the mind of a narcissist works the same way, whether you're the murderer or the con artist or the politician or Vladimir Putin or whatever. It's pretty much the same thing. So let me go ahead and go to the party chat here so you guys can see the transcript of the party chat. I'm going to do that right now. There we go. So, Cameron, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How's everybody else doing?
Good.
That's good to hear.
How
So
about you,
quantum,
Mamba? Mamba, how you
I'm doing great.
That's
I'm
good.
doing great.
Yeah. Uh, hey, Deacon, I see. You don't have to delete the message, man. It's all good. CT Knockout is here. Welcome. So, without any further ado, before I play this video, is there anything you want to add, Cameron, regarding the Quantum TV? Just give a few words regarding this guy.
well, quantum is the biggest news right now in the TV and the video game scene right now, and it's not for good news. Um, and like you said, he's playing his cards well. He's not a stupid guy. Obviously, you can tell he's using every scenario to his as advantage. He's watching all of the Ackman's videos. He's watching Rich's videos. He's watching everybody's videos, and he's picking certain parts about the videos and he's twisting it in his favor to make it seem like he's the innocent guy. And if you read his audience, a lot of his audience are buying into what he's saying, but everybody knows he's twisting it and using it, and that's what people like him like to do, especially when they know they have a following of people that will believe it. And it's funny because yesterday I think I seen him, or maybe it was today, he was doing a live stream, and everything he was saying about how people are attacking him, racism, and going after LGBTQ, and he was saying, oh, this is what the other YouTubers do. It's actually him who's doing it, and he's using everything that he's doing to make it seem like everybody else is doing it, and everybody else got a pass, and he should be getting a pass, kind of thing. And that's what I took from his latest live stream that I seen. Either I think it was last night or this morning, I forget.
It's true. And that's what we're going to dissect here when we start playing this audio. But, his followers are small audience. It's not like a big audience, like 200, 400, let's say, right? 480. Looking at the likes and dislikes ratio.
It's actually getting smaller because if you look at the videos, yeah, his comments, he only has like 3 or 4 comments nowadays. It's not like before when he was making videos and he had like a bunch of people who were commenting on his videos. Yeah. I mean, like prior to the Elden Ring fiasco, like whether you like him or not, when he was making his regular content prior to the Elden Rings, I mean, his comment section, it had a good amount of comments. Now when I look at his videos, he's only getting like 3 or 4 comments. It's almost like everybody else who was supporting him, they either are afraid to comment, or they've turned away from him. And I've seen some people who are on his channel. I've seen them write on other people's channel. I like the guy. He seemed like a nice guy, but lately I can't dismiss his bigotry and his remarks towards the LGBTQ, and as a result, I've decided to no longer follow his content. So I think if you pay attention to that, you're going to notice his comment section is a lot smaller than what it normally used to be, and that's pretty telling of what's happening to his channel.
I think he's stuck in my throat, man. I was coughing already. All right, so we're gonna do this. I know Mamba's here. He's watching. So I'm gonna play the video, and keep in mind this is fair use. And if some guy out there in Silicon Valley is reviewing this and he flags me, which he will flag me, obviously, it's a fair use. That's pretty much what this is. A fair use. That means that I'm not copying and pasting and putting his entire video on and uploading his entire video onto my channel. If I did that, then that's me copyright infringement. That's copyright infringement. This is not copyright infringement. This is just basically me using fair use, kind of like CNN, Fox News, when they use the MSNBC content. They're not playing the entire video from MSNBC, but they're using it so they can talk about it and discuss it. That's called fair use. And this is something that he doesn't understand, and this is the whole reason why this is happening to him. It's because of the fact that he doesn't understand how fair use works. Or maybe he does understand how fair use works, but he's hoping that this will give him the attention. Now, yes, it's giving him the attention. We're all talking about him. But Just like with everything, be careful what you wish for. You know, you want to have the fame this way, you want to get that spotlight by doing it this way, well, you might lose everything and have nothing. Because he doesn't seem to that he doesn't seem like he wants to stop. He wants to ride the ship till it really, like Titanic, splits and it just comes down, you know. So I'm gonna play his video and I'm gonna analyze it, and you guys can go ahead and either on the comments or right here on the party chat, Brendan, you know, Cameron, Mamba, you guys can put in your thoughts as well. So here we go. This is his latest video. It's 36 minutes. Jesus. QuantumTV versus Actman. It already has 3.9 thousand. It's gonna be 4,000 already, I think. I haven't refreshed it. So here we go. Called QuantumTV versus Actman. The Ugly Truth QuantumTV podcast. Now, in the beginning, he's going to falsely apologize. Truly, when somebody uses the word truly, that means that he's really not meaning it. So here we go.
Hey, I want to apologize to all of my regular fans. Like, truly and sorry, seriously sorry, that you guys have to keep going through this.
Now he said seriously sorry. Let's listen to this again. Truly and seriously. Now, if you are sincere, you don't have to put another word on top of the word to express yourself. If you are sincere, you're going to say, I feel bad about what happened. But if I start saying, guys, I'm so truly, definitely, so truly, I feel, you know, I apologize so truly, please, you know, so truly forgive me, that means that I'm backpedaling. That means that I'm not being sincere. This is something that I was actually reading in one of the books. God, was it Peterson? I think it was Peterson, one of the Peterson books that I was reading. Because you guys saw my bookshelves. You know I read a lot of books. One of the Jordan Peterson books, like The Mind of a Narcissist. You know, he talked about the narcissism and how does a person... this is psychology, basically. What we're doing here, analyzing this guy, we're using psychology. Because that's what this is, a psych warfare. This psychological warfare. This is a psychological drama. What's going on in YouTube right now, it's a psychological drama. A lot of psychological injections being injected here to make someone feel uneasy or to make someone feel anxiety. And Quantum definitely delivers on that, giving somebody anxiety and anger. And we'll talk about that as we go through this video. So he doesn't give me anxiety, you know, he can't do that to me. But he can do it to people who are vulnerable to that stuff. So anyway, and I'm not saying this to brag about myself. It's just cannot do it to me. He tried, believe me, it didn't work. So let's go ahead. Let's continue. Let's hear from the beginning again what he said.
Hey, I want to apologize to all of my regular fans. Like, truly and sorry, seriously sorry, that you guys have to keep going through this. We'll get back to normal content. We'll start doing our comparisons and all that other stuff, but we do have to address this one final time, so...
He says we'll get back to a normal content and we're going to address this one final time. So he's already giving a false premise, false pretext for something that's not true. He's not going to give up. He's been well documented. He has a history of not giving up. And this will not be his final video. He's gonna try to, when he, let's say 2 weeks from now, whatever drama's going on between him and Actman or Review Tech USA or Mischief, he's gonna say, I really didn't want to make this. I know I said this will be my last time that I mention this, but as you can see, I'm being a victim here, and out there they won't let me be and do my work that I want to do on a YouTube. I'm trying to do my work here, but they won't let me be. This mob of you know, Actman and Mischief, you know, they won't leave me alone. And I apologize again, but I have to address this issue yet again. So this will not be his last video mention. I hope that he's true, that he's not gonna talk about this anymore, so we can move on and move on with our, regular stuff that we do on the YouTube. So this is just me letting you know. I'll replay it again, that this will not be the final time he addresses this. And you can come back to this live stream and this video for Mr. 4K to tell you that I told you so. So let's replay this again, and then we're going to discuss it more.
Hey, I want to apologize to all of my regular fans. Like, truly and sorry, seriously sorry, that you guys have to keep going through this. We'll get back to normal content. We'll start doing our comparisons and all that other stuff, but we do have to address this one final time. So disregard this video if you're not interested. If you just want to hear what I have to say anyway, then stay through till the end.
He said disregard this video. That's usually that's the trick to make you stay and listen, because he wants you to watch the video, because he needs the monetization, he needs the money, and of course this.
Oh, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
So yeah, you want to jump in on this, Cameron, like what I just said earlier about him, like how he sets up the whole thing. It's not by accident, the way he's setting up the whole beginning of this video.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah, he's good at editing his videos. He's good at taking like certain aspects of what people say and manipulating in his video and cutting it and pasting it, and he's say what you want about the guy, but he's pretty articulate with his words. If you pay attention, he knows what he's saying, and he knows how to say it in a manner that'll get people to think, oh, you know what, he's kind of right. I kind of see what he's saying, and he knows the right buttons to push with people to piss them off, to get them to say what he wants, and then that'll coincide with what he's been saying all the time. Kind of with the Ackman and what he did with the Ackman when he made when Ackman said, if we see you, it's something like it's shoot on sight. Yeah, but that's not what. That's not what the Ackman meant. The guy meant if you came to my house and you're harassing my family, then yeah, that's kind of what he meant. But the way that what do you call it? The way that Quantum made it seem to everybody. I mean, he made it even in the video saying, "Oh, so that means if you see me at the mall, you're gonna kill me," and that's not what Ackman was kind of saying, So I think
he sets it up carefully. Basically, what he's doing is he already know, like the hook, line, and sinker. Okay.
Oh yeah.
This is what this guy will probably do because I just called his mother. Now I got him triggered. I got him upset. He's going to do something crazy where he's going to say if this guy show up. So he knows which buttons to press. So he's looking at, okay, what buttons can I press in Ackman to get him enraged? The best way to do that is by, of course, calling his mother, or imagine him calling his wife or a girlfriend, right? So that's the one way to get someone angry. And any normal human being, first reaction will be anger, right? And when you are angry, the common sense is low, right? And then you say stupid shit, you say stupid stuff, and I don't agree with what the Ackman said. I wouldn't phrase it that way. Even Review Tech USA agrees.
But, that was probably just a heat in the moment.
Yeah, but see, that's what he wanted. See, he played his card right. He knew if I go ahead and if I trigger this 1.3 million subscriber guy, if I press the right button, I can get him to make me look like a victim, even though even though I'm the one perpetrating and breaking the law by doxing you and trying to find out where you live, looking at your mother's phone number, your father's, your entire family, where you work, where she works, da-da-da-da-da. So he already broke that law, obviously, and it's just a matter of legality of YouTube to pursue that. Depending on which state you're in, I guess, I don't know, each state's different from what I heard, but he plans everything carefully. This is something I noticed about him, and I think he noticed that I know, that I figured him out. That's why he blocked me. That's why he won't mention me. I guarantee you he's probably watching this a little bit, and he's trying to figure out what I can do to shut Mr. 4K. Well, he's not going to do anything because he knows I'm no threat to him, because I'm a smaller YouTuber and he's a bigger YouTuber, and he's already on the spotlight. So what I say really doesn't matter to him. So that's why I'm not that important to him, for that reason too. So he calculates everything carefully, but he also makes mistakes along the way when he calculates stuff. He doesn't think about the risks. There are risks, like the risks of obviously you getting banned, because he got banned before. It happened before twice, and I don't care how articulate you are and how good you are, you will make mistakes. You cannot be that perfect. Even Vladimir Putin made a mistake, miscalculated the whole Ukrainian thing. Everyone can make a mistake, and he will make a mistake. Mark my words. He will say something that will be difficult for him to get out of. And I think that's probably what everyone's waiting for him to truly make that mistake. And it will happen, Cameron, but we don't know how and when, but he will eventually make that mistake. He's going to trip on his own, banana that he placed for other people to fall without realizing it. So anyway, let's continue. That's a good point. What about you, Mamba? What do you think? And Brendan?
Well, adding on to what you said about the laws, I do believe that Florida has a basically two-party consent policy in place, because you know that Quantum does live in Florida, I believe.
Yeah, I know that.
What I was saying is, basically he can't record that phone recording of him talking to his mother, Ackman's mother, without the mother's permission, of course. So he's already in trouble for that. Only that in itself is a crime, not including all the other, how he got that phone number,
Yeah. Well, like I said, he knows what he's doing. He's calculating this, but at the same time, he could make a mistake. And I think one of the mistakes that he already made is on that previous podcast, where he admitted, it was like a 6 minutes, 10 seconds. He said that I have a number on everybody. I know who is who. People give me this stuff for free. So he could be an accomplice to the hackers that gave him the information, right? Let's just call them hackers or whatever. And I don't know, like in terms of, like, I'm not a lawyer, in terms of legality, like what they can charge him with that. But if you are accomplice to it and you're using it to blackmail people, I think that's a federal law everywhere. It doesn't matter which state you're on, right? I mean, that should classify, right?
Yeah, I told you the other day that this is a federal offense now.
Yeah. So the FBI can get involved. Forget the local authorities in state. Like the federals can get, the federal FBI can get involved, and they can say, hey, you're breaking a crime over here. And forget about the YouTube, man. You could be doing, depending on what other evidence they can dig up on him.
I can tell you how many years in prison if I decide.
Well, it really depends on the judge, depends on the DA, right? District attorney and the judge, and it's a complicated thing. But anyway, let's move on. It's a good point you guys are making here. Let's move on to duration of this video.
Everybody else, we're going to talk about the hypocrisy that you guys are putting out there. The first thing I take a major protest to and have a big problem with is this labeling me, saying that I've sent a text message to Actman's mother threatening her. I've never actually done that a single day in my life. And in fact, it kind of sounds like she's inciting him to do something dangerous or violent or commit some crime.
I think the biggest mistake Quantum made, though, was calling the guy's mom.
I know. But did you listen to what he just said? He said that there's some text messages. Now, he's putting a lot of accusations here. That she might, like, you don't know what Actman's mom's gonna do. Like, let's listen to this one more time. Like, it's just, listen to what he's saying. He's already saying, like, he knows what Actman's mom's gonna do. Like, he's already, like, putting it out there. That will never fly. Hold on. Not in a court or any court. Because you don't know. You don't have a crystal ball. You don't know what Actman's, you're just implying, but you don't know what she's gonna do. She might get a good lawyer and have you subpoenaed. You don't know. You don't know.
Day in my life. And in fact, it kind of sounds like she's inciting him to do something dangerous or violent or commit some crime
See, he's already like implying that she's gonna do something to encourage him to do something violent. Wait, that's a conspiracy. So that will never fly in court because you have to prove that beyond any doubt that that's the case. And good luck with that, Quantum. If you want to go by conspiracy, that's going to be a long trial, and a lot of money is going to be wasted, meaning you're going to be broke on your ass, with no money. If that's the kind of trial you want to go to. But anyway, let's move on. So you see, small little mistakes like this he's making, because yes, he's articulate, yes, he knows what he's doing, but the emotions are high too. This bothers him, trust me. I know it bothers him. Yes, he's articulate, yes, he knows what he's doing, but I also know he's a human being, and every human being, this bothers him. He cannot focus on what he wants to do, because this is breathing down his neck. Every time he turns on the YouTube, he sees everybody talking about him. He probably feels like Vladimir Putin right now because everybody's talking about that guy. Okay. So, but again, that's the mind of a narcissist, which we'll dive into later. But let's continue.
With, just don't do something that links back to you. I mean, go ahead and try it, but don't do anything he can link to you. Good luck, hun, he's a nut kind of thing. Like, it doesn't really sound like she's trying to defuse the situation at all, even though she called me back. She was so threatened, she called me back. And magically, Actman was so threatened on the 23rd of April. In that video where I show the timestamp, and literally, like, all this is timestamped. You can hear the surveillance footage of what I said, and then you can also see the outgoing call on the 23rd. And then magically that day on the 23rd, the Actman says, I'm moving on. It wasn't until my Power of an Apology video came out where I mentioned that.
All right, so here's another mistake that he made. I don't know if he understands the law completely. I don't think he does. He might be articulate with his words because, there's a lot of bullshitters out there who are pretty good at bullshitting.
Fast talkers.
Yeah, fast talkers, guys selling, cars, or, you trying to sell me something. Anybody can be a good articulate bullshitter. All right. But here's a mistake he just made. First of all, why did you record that conversation? That's number one. Number two, you can't publicly put that conversation without her consent. Okay? He says that he didn't include her, but it doesn't matter that you didn't include her voice. The fact that you actually publicizing the conversation that took place, it's still considered blackmailing. Yes, we understand that her voice is not there because you have removed it, but still, that the fact that you put it publicly out there on the internet, it's something you shouldn't discuss publicly. Any lawyer will tell you that, hey, what did you just do? This will not fly in court. That's blackmailing. You shouldn't do that. So this is another mistake that he's making. You see, he's making these little mistakes that the court could really use it against him. So what was your intent? Then the court's going to say, okay, so what was your intent to put this publicly? Now, it's a one thing you contacting his mother and keeping it private. Fine. But even we don't know why would you want to do that in the first place? Why would you want to go out of your way to do that in the first place? She has nothing to do with this. It's the guy whom you wants to talk to is the guy called Actman. I don't know his real name, but his stage name is the Actman on the YouTube. So the fact that you took a conversation, and we can identify what you're saying by you replying to her questions and answering her questions when she asks you, so we can kind of see where the conversation's going. So you were still blackmailing. You're still putting someone's conversation that shouldn't be publicized without their consent. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a Harvard lawyer degree guy or whatever, but I know basic certain things about the law. What about you guys? What do you think? Am I tripping, or can the court use this against him in a court of law?
They can use. My cousin's a lawyer, and they look at this. They're going to prosecute him.
What do you think,
Yeah,
Cameron?
that.
Yeah, they could probably use it. I think also they might want to know, how did you get the guy's mom's number in the first place, right? How did you get the number in the first place?
Good point.
Recording the conversation, yeah, probably. And then another thing is probably, why did you even call her? Like, it's very strange to call someone's mom who has nothing to do with a YouTube video, like you know what I mean? It's a YouTube video, and you're calling the guy's mom for the YouTube video. So that in itself is very, you know, it's very strange in the first place. But I mean, the fact that somebody gave Quantum the guy's number, that was already to initiate some kind of malintent. So the court might say, if you knew this person was giving you this number with malintent, why did you even act on it by calling the guy's mom? Why wouldn't you just throw away the number and, you know, not even use it? The fact that you use it is kind of like you're actually inciting trouble, and you causing this in a way, you know.
True. That's a good point.
So,
Like, means you're already agreeing to break the law. That's like you are working with a criminal, and you are, you know, making deals. Whether it's the hacker, because hackers are criminals, let's just call them what they are. They're doing illegalities. They're doing illegal work to blackmail people and do other things. So they're criminals. Let's just be very clear on what the hackers are. They're breaking the law. So whoever this individual is, let's just call him a hacker. He wanted this information, and he said, "Thank you. Can you dig up that information for me?" I doubt he went through Yellow Pages to look. I doubt that. He probably went down to the deepest depths of the underground internet, right? And he found some guy. Maybe he even paid for it. I think this guy would be willing to pay to get the information, because he's that type of a guy that he strikes me. He would be willing to pay maybe $70, $80, whatever, or maybe even $100 to get the information on this big guy, this big YouTuber, 1.3 million subscribers, right? This is a big fish. So to him, $100 might be worth it for Quantum, because he's a big fish. So he might have done that. Now, again, this is just me speculating. I don't have the evidence. You know, I'm not saying this is as a fact. This is just us theorizing what possibly might have taken place. But even if he didn't pay, and this individual gave him the information, like Cameron says, you know, the intent, it's a malicious intent. Meaning,
yeah, exactly, to begin with.
To begin with. It's a malicious intent to begin with. And you are accomplice to it. You were still breaking the law.
He's aiding. He's aiding in the crime in the first place, right? So how the person got the name, and the intent that the person gave him the name was to be malicious in some kind of a way, and he knew that, and he used it. So, you know, and he knew he was doing it wrong. You know how he knew he knew he was doing something wrong. It was the fact that he decided to, when he did the live stream, to remove her voice, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because he knew he was trying to protect his ass in certain ways, right? But I think in the first place they'll be like, well, you're admitting that you called her, so you can't hide that. You're already admitting it in your own video,
in your voice,
that you're calling her.
Yeah.
You know, so
you already admitted to recording, and also his mother admitted that you called her. So there you go. We already got the evidence. The jury can look at it. The judge can look at it, and you know. And if you got a dumb enough of a lawyer, well, good luck with that. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you got an Amber Heard like a dumb lawyer, you know, if that's what you can get. I don't know how often did she fuck him. She'd probably give him a blowjob or something. I don't know. But she's probably around this. She'd probably fire him though. Like, I thought you're gonna do a great job. I gave you the best blowjob ever. She probably did it. I'm assuming she did. You know, women will go to all kinds of lengths to get what they want to get, and Johnny Depp is a big fish to her. You know, obviously. You know, so. Yeah, I'm sure she done worse than just sucking on the cock. I'm pretty sure. So
that's another live stream.
That's a separate live stream. We're talking about a Quantum here. So this is gonna turn into
Yeah,
a
no,
court.
this-
This is gonna turn to a court TV, man, pretty soon. So let's
Yeah,
continue
Mr.
with
4K
the
judge.
Mr. 4K Judge, Your Honor. Here we go. On our next witness, on our next stand, it will be Anthony Kenneth Bishop. Sir, what can you tell us about Mr. 4K? Is he a proper judge?
Oh my god.
So he's probably gonna make a video about that too. Yeah, go ahead, Anthony, make the video, please. Yeah. No one's gonna watch it. Maybe 80 people, whatever, in your little circle, but it probably the same people with like 10 accounts. Because I can look at your comments. There's like one person. Even that person on the comments said, "Your video is disturbing." They weren't saying that I'm disturbing. They were saying you are disturbing. So, but anyway, go ahead, man. Do what you got to do. And I'll do what I said I was gonna do: kick back, relax, and enjoy the show. And I promise you, there won't be any fireworks. And there is no house of cards. This is not falling apart, as you can see. So anyway, our focus here, it's Quantum. We're gonna focus on him. He's the big star. So let's move on. Let's listen to this rest of this audio.
That I contacted his mother, where I guess he got embarrassed and upset by that he decided he was going to make a death threat veiled, as I'm just some concerned homeowner. Oh no, I would if you come to my family. No, this was an unprovoked death threat. And we can prove that because I have the surveillance footage that was running in my home at the time I made the call to your mother, and that she called me back. Those two things alone prove that you did a criminal crime. You're
First of all, there's no such thing as a criminal crime. Either it's a fucking criminal or it's not. But anyway, he says that this is a legitimate death threat. Now, to be fair, in some way he's right, and Actman shouldn't have phrased it that way. Shoot on sight if you see him. That's inciting the violence. That's like saying, hey, if you see this guy, like a bounty, like if you see him, get him. It's like a Wild West or some shit. So the act, man, it's playing in to exactly what Quantum wanted him to do. This is like playing chess. He wanted him to make that move. And that's why he contacted his mother, because he knew this will make him angry. He knew this will make him rage. And it would. I'm pretty sure, Cameron, if somebody called your brother and starts saying something, that would make you angry too, right? I'm pretty sure.
Of course, any family member, especially people who have nothing to do with the YouTube. They'll be like, "What the fuck? Who the fuck? What are you calling me for? What is this? A video? What is this? The guy makes fucking gaming channels, and you're calling me to complain? What are you, 10 years old?"
Exactly.
So, but in the first place, for me to call someone's mom, like that's like fucked up. Like, why would I even do that? Like, why? It doesn't even make sense. Like, to go out of his way. I wonder why that came in his head to give the guy's mom a call or.
But that's the mind. That's the mind of a narcissist who's calculating and planning. A schemer. A schemer. Well, Joker is a narcissist too, but he's a smart narcissist. Now, this guy, of course, he's smart too, because he knows what he's doing. He knew the only way to get him to squeal is to go down to the lowest level. And what's the lowest level? To go after your family, right? So this is the old book, chapter from one of those old books of how to get your enemy, closer. And what he's doing, basically, he's setting up a trap by having him do exactly what he wants him to do. That's first step, contacting his mother. Well, first he needs to get somebody to give him the information. And then once he gets the information from this hacker, whoever this hacker was, he used that information and he called his mother. And he knew once he sets that trap, that the Act Man's going to lose his shit. He's going to get angry because Act Man, he's a big star and he's got a little bit of ego. I mean, I can see that. I mean, I can analyze him, the way he talks. I'm the lawyer, I'm the Act Man, And that's okay. We all have egos, but he's got that healthy ego because he's, 1.3 million subscribers, and he knew his weakness. See, I'm playing a devil's advocate. I'm putting myself into the mind of a narcissist. I'm putting myself in the shoes of Quantum, and I'm trying to think the best way to catch somebody, the best way to prosecute somebody, is to think like them. It's like you said, Cameron, a long game, right? It's a long game, but you have to think like them. You have to think how they think if you want to catch them, to be successful, to get them in a lie, or if they do something, if they make a mistake. So he set up a trap for the act man, and the act man, of course, stepped on the trap because it's personal. It's about his mother. We all love our mothers, and of course, it hits below the belt. So that's what he did. He hit below the belt. And of course, as you can see, he made him angry. And he said, if you see him, shoot on sight. And that's exactly what the Quantum wanted. He was laughing about it. It says, oops, I got you. Hook, line, and sinker. I'm sorry. Hook, line, and sinker. I got you. You got my trap. So now I got you. I'm going to put you in a barrel, and then you're going to stay there like a fish in a barrel, and you're going to stay there. And now I'm just going to manipulate you. And now he's playing the victim. So now he's telling his audience, you see, this guy, it's violent. He's saying shoot on sight if you see me. So he's telling everybody, if you see me, shoot me. Basically, he's saying he has 1.3 million subscribers. He's an international star. And this is dangerous for me. There's crazy people out there. So now he's the victim. And to be honest, he's not far from the truth. Quantum, what you created, it is dangerous. Because you don't know what kind of crazies supporters he has. So you're also setting yourself up into a very unnecessary danger. They're all saying you're playing with fire. Sooner or later, you're going to get burned too. See, this is the danger of this. And again, this is why it blows my mind that to YouTube, it's not putting stop to this, because this could get very ugly. This could go to so many different lengths if it's not being diffused properly, God forbid that something goes terribly wrong, right, Cameron? And it could easily go off the rails. So, like I said, he got him where he needed him to act and say the most outlandish, crazy things, which he did. So now this plays into Quantum's favor. So now Quantum can tell his audience, and that's why he made a video. You see, guys, I tried to reason with his mom. I was being very nice to her, and now he's threatening to shoot me. And now even his mother is telling him that maybe he should do something about this. So, see, they're all coming after me now. I'm the victim. Help me. Please help me. Of course, but that's Brandon the narcissist. We're talking about a narcissist, how the narcissistic mind works. So let's continue with the video, shall we? This Court TV channel. Mr. 4K Court TV channel. Here we go.
You're criminal crime. A criminal act. You're literally doing things to incite a mob to come after me because you don't like that I found you off of, again, Yellow Pages, hello. And I did so just to contact you. Just the fact that I tried to contact you by, again, reaching out to next of kin, I guess, upsets you. But in that respect, and
hold on, Quantum. Let me ask you, as if you were here on the podcast, how would you feel, Quantum, if I called your wife tomorrow and I told her, you know what, I think you look really sexy. I like your booty. How would you feel?
He might be a cuckolding into that. He might be a cuckolding into that.
So how would you feel if I did that? Now, you would feel some emotions, yes, that this downscaler, it's hitting on your wife. That would make you do all kinds of crazy things. That would get your blood pressure up. That would make you angry. So, but do you think that's the right thing to do, Quantum? To call the next of kin Your wife has nothing to do with whatever me and you have a problem. Actman's mother has nothing to do with what you guys are dealing with. That's your business. You and Actman needs to talk. And you had plenty of opportunities, Quantum, to set up a podcast with Review Tech USA and Actman. And you guys could have settled this. You know, this is something the Hard Eight does, and that's the one thing I like about Hard Eight. Say what you want about him, even though me and him had problems in the past. But he sets up a debate, like a podcast debate, and then everybody comes together and everybody's, you know, debating about what just happened. And then whoever wins the debate wins, you know. So before I continue with the video, you want to say anything, Cameron, Mamba?
I just read the comment. Somebody in the comment said that Quantum had mentioned in one of his videos the way he got the guy's mother's phone number was, I guess Quantum figured out what Axman's real name was, and he Googled his name, and he got a phone number, and it turns out that the phone number was the mother's number. So I think that's what somebody said in the comment as to how he got the number, but still.
That's just a hearsay.
The fact,
yeah,
but how would you, like, I don't know, the Ackman, is his name is his name publicized, or does he just go by the Ackman, or does everybody know his name? I don't know. And usually YouTubers never usually mention their last name, right? So how the fuck would you get the guy's last name? I don't know.
Yeah, you have to listen.
It's kind of strange.
The only way you
have to go out of your way.
Yeah,
you have to go out of your way.
The only way to find who's who, you gotta go to the deepest of the deepest lengths. And we're talking about a rabbit hole of illegality, right?
Yeah.
Tracking people's IP addresses, okay? Tracking his live stream, you know, peeling off that onion. Of course, I'm not going to go in details of how they do that, but I've watched some documentaries. It was, I believe, on the History Channel about the Cybercrime Division, FBI, and like they would arrest these hackers. And here's the funny thing. These same hackers, Cameron, that they would arrest, they would use those hackers and recruit them, so that way they would work for them for free, so they can lessen the sentence. You know, like, okay, you work for us, you help us, and we'll lessen the sentence. But obviously, you know, we're not going to talk about the details because that's illegal on how they do that. But that's the way you go about that. It's no different than you going to the deepest lengths to hire a hitman to do some wet work, right? Or to any illegality, right? You got to go out of your way to go to the deepest underground level to pay somebody to do the dirty work. And of course, we're talking anonymous groups. It could be somebody in Europe, could be somebody in Bangladesh, could be somebody in Russia, could be somebody in Latin America, Mexico, could be somebody anywhere on the planet giving him that information. That's hard to trace who this individual is that gave him the information, if the price is right. We don't know what happened, how much he paid for that, what was the transaction of that, but he definitely paid some money for this, for sure. That I can guarantee you. I know I cannot prove it, but he definitely paid some money for that, you know. But again, this is all speculation. We're just theorizing. We don't have the evidence. That's why we have a court. That's why there's lawyers. That's why there's evidence. That's why there's a judicial system. But we're just theorizing here what he possibly might have done. Now, if somebody like him is willing to go that far to find out about somebody's next of kin, so what does that tell you about him as a person? And also, the question is to the Google and the YouTube, why are they allowing this to happen? Why is this being allowed? Why is this individual still on the platform? YouTube talks about the safe guidelines and protect this, protect that. This is not made for the kids and all this other bullshit, right? But when it comes to this kind of stuff, they turn the blind eye. And I don't understand why they're turning the blind guy on this guy. I mean, who is he? Is he the son of a 33-degree Mason here in Florida or something that I don't know about? Like what? Like, who is this guy? Why is he getting the pass? My live stream got shut down because I said something negative about him. And yes, I did mention his name, which I shouldn't have. But I got penalized for 24 hours. But he doesn't, you know. So anyway, let's continue with the video, shall we?
Anybody who's ever reached out to anyone's next of kin to reach someone else, I guess they're just creepy for that. It's ridiculous that this is the mindset, but we know what it is. If we look at the behavior of people like Mischief and Review Tech USA, who make apologies for racists and people who support child pornography and child predator behavior, then it's very obvious what's going on here. I mean, literally look at Mischief on February 22nd, where he makes a video talking about, Fertanga Plays and or whatever his name is.
You see how he's switching the gears from one subject to another subject, because he knows that he cannot justify what he just did regarding him contacting his mother. So he's like, okay, let me switch back to Mischief and Review Tech USA. You see how they are? They make these apology videos, but that they defend a certain person who has a preference of certain sexuality or whatnot. So you see how is he switching the gears? That's what the narcissist does. I don't want to talk too much about, the fact that I just called his mother, which is something you don't do, and you don't put it out there on the YouTube. But at the same time, let me skip this, because my audience need to be bothered with the legality of this. Let me switch to Mischief and Review Tech USA, because they like to apologize, but they also support these pedophiles and this and that. These are the accusations that need to be proven. So already he's making yet another mistake. You can't accuse somebody of something unless you can prove it, unless you can present that evidence. Without evidence, it's just a hearsay. You can call me a werewolf, but people are going to say, okay, where's the evidence that Mr. Forke is a werewolf? Like, do you see him transforming? Where's the cameras? Is it a special effect? Is he really transforming? Like, okay, maybe it's not the right analogy that I'm using, but you have to prove it. You have to have evidence to prove something. You can't just say hearsay, because if it's a hearsay, the judge will look at it. It's like, that's it. I'm not going to overrule this. This is ridiculous. Don't bring this to me. There's no evidence here. And judges usually, they get angry and mad when you bring a hearsay. No judge likes a hearsay. That's how you lose the case. So anyway, let's move on.
And the Actman are trying to be canceled by PlayStation fanboys for racism. It's not that they're trying to be canceled by fanboys. It's that when you have a history of attacking people and insulting them and harassing them, and they look into you and they say, hey, what are you all about? And then stuff pops up on you because you're a YouTube celebrity. And one of those things is that you told people to slit their wrists. You're dropping the N-word on multiple occasions. You have very choice words against the gay community. You have very choice words against Jewish people and all this other stuff.
All right, this is a lot of accusations, Quantum, that you need to prove. All right, you got to bring the evidence. Instead of talking about it and having a podcast, little paused image, you should bring that evidence. Show those messages that he left. Make sure that it's him, of him saying all those things that you just said. Talking stuff about Jewish people, using the N-word, telling people to slit their wrists. You got to bring the evidence, my friend, because that's not going to fly in court, man. That's not going to fly anywhere. It's just a hearsay. So what do you think, Cameron? Does he have the evidence of this on the
No, that's the part that part that you just said there about the races. That's the part when I was watching the video that if you read his comments, people are like, everything you're saying right now, this is what you're doing, nobody else, and you're switching it around to make it seem like it's other YouTubers who are doing that. You have no evidence. You have nothing. You're the one that was caught, and now you're trying to make it seem like it's the others doing it, and you want other people to, and basically Quantum is trying to say that, okay, everybody forgave people for doing this and this, and it's like he means, and he's trying to say though, well, you guys should forgive me too now, right? That's what he's trying to say now, right? So
I know, man. Yeah. Yes, he's Illuminati Mafia says QTV won the war, you guys. It's sad. Well, he hasn't won anything. If he has won the war, then he wouldn't be having 12,000 to 50,000 to 100,000 dislikes in 3 days. I think it's 500,000 dislikes. That's not somebody that won the war. If he has won the war, then he should just run off to the sunset and just not talk about this anymore and just do what you do. And
If anything, Mischief won the war because Mischief went from 3,000 subscribers to now he's pushing 140,000 subscribers, and this is like within 3 weeks.
Also, Illuminati Mafia. I know you're probably coming from his camp, and maybe you should tell him to come on my podcast. If he has won the war, then why did he block me? Why don't my comments show up on his page? If he has won this war, then why is he curating his comments? Why is he deleting all these comments? He's got 22,000 views in about or 30,000 views in about 3 hours, 18 hours ago? That's a lot of views, 33,000 views. And there's only 12 comments. Why there's only 12 comments? Don't you think there should be more than 12 comments with a 33,000 views? I'm just saying. That's not humanly possible that 33,000 people are watching someone's video and only 12 comments shows up. And that someone has 100
comments
or 120,000 views. Sorry. Or how about the other video? 120,000 views and only about 18 comments. 120,000 views and only 18 comments? That's not right. So if he has won the war, don't block people. Don't remove people's comments. Do a podcast. Don't you want to clear the air? Do some podcast. Come in here, talk to me, talk to Review Tech USA, talk to Actman. If you want to truly clear the airways, why don't you do that? But of course, since you are Illuminati, fake mafia, I shouldn't expect. You're probably the guy that probably gave me the information, I assume. You're talking to a joker here. Don't make me bring Heath Ledger here. I'll have to put on the makeup. So, listen, people ask me, why don't I put on the makeup? If you are good at something, never do it for free. There you have it. So let's continue with this video, with the audio. You have the floor. Quantum
stuff like things that you and your community of friends have said collectively is just the worst. And when you get caught saying these horrible things, you guys come out and you make these disingenuous apology videos and you say oh, but I apologize and I owned it, and all should be forgiven and don't ever bring it up again. And it's that mindset. It's man, you guys really strike me as those people who went to college and were the guys getting accused of sexual assault. And then the moment...
Here we go yet again. Another accusation, you guys. So it means everybody? The entire population? We're all sexual, predators? I know he's trying to be articulate. I know he's trying to be an actor. Even though he cannot do any voiceovers. He barely can do any voiceovers. He cannot do Joker. He cannot do, Solid Snake or Tony Montana. The fuck, man? He cannot do none of that stuff. But he's one of those failed actors who's a failed bullshitter. One of those guys you see, not like Tony Robbins, but one of those guys want to be a... Oh, no. He reminds me of... what's his name? The guy, the Wind of God,
Oh,
Kenneth.
Kenneth Copeland.
Kenneth Copeland, one of those guys, in the church, praise the Lord, give the money, the only way you can access my church is if you give me the money, one of those bullshitters, they're using the Lord's name so they can profit money. Those are the worst kind. So that's but again, those are the con artists. That's the mindset of a con artist. Yes, he's a narcissist, but he's also a con artist. So he's conning people. He's conning people with all these bullshit fundraisers. And nobody in his membership is asking, well, where's these, shelters where I can actually rescue these dogs, And why is his fundraiser only at $800? If you look at some other YouTube channels, they got $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a fundraiser, non-profit. So why is he only stuck at $800? Another thing is his people that follow him that pay $5 for the membership. That's whom he's trying to appease. And we're talking maybe you said, Cameron, 800? give or take, people, or 400,
Yeah.
or something like that, give or take, with the fake accounts, and of course, some other of his fake account goons, people that he worked with, hackers and shit like that. They probably create some other fake accounts, which he probably paid for, which doesn't surprise me, so they can say good things, positive messages about him to make him look like the Caesar himself, So that's what we're doing here, by the way. If you guys are jumping in, we are actually diving into psychological mind of QuantumTV. So let's continue.
Like, you apologize for it. You demanded everybody let it go because you were a kid with a bright future. Like, that's how you guys act. And it's in your history of your behavior. It's not just me, like, coming up with a claim. Like, that's how this comes off, right? At least to me. Now, the thing that really gives it away is that, like, Mischief runs to Review Tech USA saying things like, oh, I guess Quantum found his new chew toy when I was sent all those things about you, Actman. And then kind of says that, like, oh, never mind the fact that he disavowed them like 4 times.
First of all, again, another false accusations. Mischief never ran to Review Tech USA. Sure, Review Tech USA has mentioned him. Review Tech USA mentioned a lot of people when there's a drama, because all the parties has to be involved who are involved in that drama. But Mischief never went in there begging Review Tech USA. As a matter of fact, the one person that helped Mischief was the Act Man. So Review Tech USA really didn't, sure, he mentioned him, but he didn't do too much for him. I would say Act Man really gave him the spotlight, really, to be honest with you. And due to the Act Man is the reason why he has risen so high. Actually, as a matter of fact, Quantum, the reason Mischief is so popular, it's not because of Actman, it's not because of Review Tech USA, it's not because of all these other big celebrity YouTubers. It's because of you, my friend. It's because of you. It's you, my friend. It's all because of you. You created this. You made a small channel. Never mind his age. Reach up to, what was that again, Cameron? 100 and
He's approaching 140,000 now.
140,000. So he's gonna have a plaque by the end, but probably in the beginning of next month. They'll give him a plaque. Yeah. Thanks to you. They should say, you should sign that plaque, Quantum. You should say, yours truly, QuantumTV. Thank you, because you helped him get there. I wish that you did that for me, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Let's move on with this dissection of QuantumTV mind.
That's funny coming from you, Mischief, considering, like, I've disavowed those hacked tweets on multiple occasions. And it's funny that you guys say that we've proved that it wasn't a hack, as if you have surveillance video placing me in some public library typing out those tweets.
Quantum. If it was a hacker, then you should know about it. Why did you wait, how many, a year, 6 months? How long was those tweets out there, Cameron, sitting?
2018 is when they started, and he didn't do nothing. He said in a recent video, the reason he didn't do nothing is because people should know that he has some kind of an illness. I forget what he said. He has an illness, and it's either it requires surgery or whatever. But then the contradiction to that would be like, well, you've been healthy enough to go make videos and edit them and get TVs and review them. You're telling me you can't go online and remove hateful comments that you made for over 4 years ago? Come on, that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the dumbest contradiction. I mean, this is like, it's embarrassing. It's stunningly. Listen to me, Quantum. You should be stunningly embarrassed about this. Because if somebody is putting some shit out there on my Twitter, you don't think after 2018, 2019, after 4 years, I wouldn't have noticed?
Well,
So
what the funny thing is that he kept using the accounts afterwards, so you know what I mean. He knew it, so that doesn't make sense. But
like
and also
see it, right? He didn't see it.
yeah, and also when he's saying that his accounts was hacked, let's be realistic. Nobody's hacking your account. If you're a nobody, right? If you're a nobody, people are hacking accounts of people who are famous or people who are in mainstream. In 2018, he had nothing. He was not even a big YouTuber. He was like getting maybe like 50, 60 views on his channel. Like he was nothing back then. So there would be no reason for somebody to even hack his account. You know, people are going to be if anybody who people are would be trying to hack would be like the bigger YouTubers, the bigger influencers.
Exactly.
They're the ones who people are going to try to hack. They're not going to hack a guy who maybe is getting 100 views on his channel and nobody ever heard of.
Yeah, maybe
you know, that doesn't
bucks,
make sense.
Maybe $150 a month, if on a good month, you know.
Yeah, like nobody he didn't have any following. Nobody cares, right?
Yeah.
So
Jose says any grown man would have said, "Okay, goodbye, sorry, brother." Yeah, but Jose, you got to remember, we're not talking about a normal person. We're talking about a narcissist and a con artist. This is in his blood. This is his survival mechanism. This is how he was able to survive all these years, by bullshitting everybody. That's what con artists do. They hide. And why do you think he wears a mask? He told me he wears a mask because he doesn't want people to come after him. So means that you are already shitting on a lot of people. Means that you already create a bunch of enemies. It means you admitted that you already scammed everybody. That's why you're wearing a mask. Why do terrorists wear a mask? Because they don't want you to see who's perpetrating the crime. Why do you think these murderers out there in Ukraine, the Russian, those special assassins that they hire, that Wagner's group, right? The Wagner's group that they're tied to Vladimir Putin. Why do you think they have masks on? Those ski masks. Why do you think that is? Because they're murderers. They're killers, rapists, murderers, war of crime, and they're hiding their faces, and they're hiding their voices. So that's why somebody would wear a mask. It's someone who's perpetrating the crime, because you don't want to identify who you are. But now, you being so dumb enough, now everybody knows who you are. Thanks to you flagging everyone's videos into the oblivion, everybody now knows who you are. They know your first and last name, your phone, your email address, and of course, now they see who you are. They can see your face. Your face, it's all over the internet. Your face, it's even on my thumbnail here, which is a fair use. Okay. I made it look like a novel, you know, A Mind of a Narcissist. Sounds kind of catchy. I like it. So you act smart, Quantum, but you're making mistakes because your ego is tripping on your own traps that you're setting for other people. So basically, you are setting the traps for other people, but you're also stepping onto those same traps that you're setting for other people to step on. And I just find this so amazing, right, Cameron? Isn't it amazing that somebody like this is fascinating to me. That's why I'm doing this, because people ask, why are you so I'm fascinated that the human being like this, the phenomenon, I don't call him human, a phenomenon like this exists. I would like to know from which planet he's from, honestly. Maybe we'll find out. Who knows? But anyway, let's continue. You have the floor, Quantum.
With like timestamps and logs of like every keystroke I made on that day, and at the same breath and token, like, you guys want to sit there and act like there's a photograph of me sending something like that and like gloating about it or something. There's nothing like that. And I find it very funny, and I think most people with a brain would find it very odd and suspicious that I tell you I got hacked in 2018, and then all the tweets that you pull up are from 2018, and then all of the negative posts you pull up are from 2018, when I told you I got hacked. It's very convenient how that works, right?
No, it's not
Very
convenient. It's only convenient for you, Quantum, for your crazy mind, for any professional who's trying to cover his tracks, for any articulate professional would never set himself up like this, because you know that you are contradicting yourself. You're saying that you were hacked since 2018, and you didn't do nothing about it till Review Tech USA was live streaming and talking about you, and all of a sudden the evidence came out, and then you remembered those tweets somehow and you start deleting them. Why is that? Why are your tweets being deleted while the Review Tech USA is exposing you? Why? Because Review Tech USA has close to 1 million subscribers, and you didn't think that it would go this far because you're a smaller channel, so you thought, hey, I'm a smaller channel, so I can get away with this, saying all the wild shit, all this rhetoric. I can get away with that because I'm a smaller channel. But you didn't count on the Elden Ring, the ring that goes around and connected you to yours truly, Review Tech USA. And sure, Review Tech USA has a lot of influence. He's a big YouTuber, so that opened up the doors for another YouTubers like Actman and others. And well, guess what? You open up the can of worms, and here it is. It spreads. So all of a sudden, the hackers were being kind enough to you because Review Tech USA was exposing you. So these hackers had a change of heart and they started removing your hacked tweets. Okay, in a court of law, I guess this will fly with the jury. This will fly with any judge. Good luck with that, Quantum. Really, good luck. I mean, unless you're like in some dumb courthouse or something, somewhere in, I don't know, in who the fuck knows, Hikimi Jiggy land, La La land, Crazy land, maybe, I don't know, some kind of a purged land. I don't know where it's gonna work, you know. No legal system court will accept this as the evidence, as you were like being the victim. I mean,
not even New York.
Not even New York. I mean, look at the governor Cuomo. Look at all these guys, man. Those are big fish, bigger than you, man. And look what they got brought down, because they couldn't bring any evidence to say otherwise. You know, like Cuomo couldn't bring any evidence to say otherwise. There was too much evidence of him grabbing, kissing. You're not supposed to grab somebody and kiss them without their consent. That's being forceful. You're not supposed to grab somebody, feel their ass or feel their tits without them allowing you to do it, right? Allowing you to do it. It's a different story. So there was too much evidence against Cuomo, and that evidence was used, and well, he's not the governor anymore. He's not a governor of anything. And then his brother also got some evidence of doing some stuff in the parties, and now he's out too. Okay, if you say, Quantum, that somehow you can bullshit your way out of this, you're some kind of a magician, you're some kind of an alchemist that can create your own judges, your own jury, and bring them into the court, and they're all gonna dance to your tune. Okay, well, good luck with that. But let's continue. This shit is hilarious, Cameron, Mamba. This is batshit crazy, man.
It's kind of funny at this point.
It is.
Almost.
It's hilarious, bro.
Falls in line with
It
what
is
I
pretty
told
funny,
you.
actually.
But again,
Yeah.
when you disavow something, it means something. When I disavow something, it's a lie. It's hypocrite. It's a hypocrisy.
Hippo. See, he's stripping now, because he knows that he's wrong. First of all, you are the hypocrite, because you wouldn't take the L and admit what you did and make an apology videos like I did in the past, like others did in the past. I have no problem making an apology video. I've done it in the past when I screw up. Even today I apologize to Mamba about saying something. You were being incompetent because I lost my shit. And I'm open about me, having this beast that sometimes blows up. People are familiar with it. Cameron knows about it. Mamba knows about it. But I don't like hide behind it. I don't try to cover it. I'm honest about everything that I do. And nor do I force, nor do I put words into anyone's mouth, So, but you, Quantum, you trying to cover your tracks, and you're doing such a bad job of it, man. You're leaving so much breadcrumbs. If I was a lawyer, dude, I would get super rich, man. I'd be like a Johnny Cochran, like O.J. Simpson case. I would make shitload of money, just by prosecuting you, dude, because you're so easy. I mean, the tools that are available in the judicial system to prosecute you right now would be so easy, man. Like, the evidence that's against you, the mountain of evidence, it's just unbelievable. But let's go ahead. Let's enjoy more of Captain Quantum of Titanic quantum ship.
Hypocrisy. Like, you want to say what you think, but not listen to what others say. And I think that's the danger here. Because now you guys are kind of running with, like, he's a bigot, he's a homophobe, he's a transphobe. You're just trying to weaponize the gay community against me. Because if we look at your history, you've said a lot of really, really anti-gay stuff, Act-Man. Like
what? Why don't you put that evidence instead of putting a podcast, icon with a black background? Why don't you actually show the evidence like he does? If you watch the Act-Man video, he puts the effort to video edit. Review Tech USA puts the effort to video edit to show you the evidence, not just talk about it, hearsay. All I hear from you, it's hearsay. Hearsay. It's like listening to the, what was it? Coast to Coast AM. Like with, what's his name? Bill. God, that famous radio jockey. He passed away. Art Bell. I'm sorry, Art Bell. It's like him having a phone call with somebody saying that he saw a werewolf and the werewolf was eating deer, and then he tried to escape this werewolf and he was able to get to his car, and the werewolf jumped on his car, made scratches, and then it's all hearsay. And Art Bell says, well, where are these scratches on the car? And he says, well, I had to fix my car so there's no more scratches, or some shit like that. So it's like a hearsay, dude. So that's what you're doing here, Quantum. You know that this shit will never fly. And I'm not a lawyer. Right? You guys know I'm not a lawyer, right, Cameron? You know I'm not a lawyer. Mamba, I'm not a lawyer. I know Brendan's sleeping, but he knows I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. And even though none of us are lawyers here, but we know something called common sense, right? Common sense, basic common sense. And that's what's missing with you, Quantum. No common sense whatsoever. So let's move on with this Quantum Titanic ship.
really bad, right? And I mean, it gets to the point where it's just like when you have Mischief apologizing for that, when you have Review Tech USA apologizing for that, saying, yeah, they were terrible, but, you know, they owned up to it and they didn't try to use whataboutisms to try to, like, dismiss it or deflect. I'm not deflecting. I straight up didn't do the shit, so I'm not going to own something I didn't do. When I make a mistake, I own it outright.
Where do you own it? Where's the videos of you owning to your mistakes? I would like to see those videos. All I see on your videos is criticism of other people. Telling, you know, FOMO this, HDTV that, Paul the tech giant, how dare you? You're going to fall flat on your face. That's all I see from you. It's just you attacking other people, man. If we go through your YouTube channel, all we see is you going after other people. And then, of course, you try to say that every TV that you have, that you paid for, is the greatest TV. So now the Samsung is the greatest TV, and the C1 is the garbage. And then when something else comes around, like micro LEDs, you'll say that this Samsung TV I have is the shit TV, the micro LED is the best TV. To me, you are just a con artist, man, and a bullshitter. And you are the one stepping onto your own bullshit, man. You are digging your own hole, man. You are like self-inflicting wound. You are actually pressing the finger into that conflicting wound. Instead of treating the wound, you're actually putting the fingers in it, dirty fingers in it, because you have a dirty laundry, and you're putting it in there, and you're pushing it inside that wound. You're conflicting your own wound that it's hurt, and you're not treating it with the alcohol or trying to, you know, put some stuff, a gauze around it, you know, to let it heal. So you never own up to anything, Quantum. This has been well documented since 2017. Even when I had my fights with you, you never once owned up to what you did to Westside Tech. And Westside Tech knows what you did to him. I know those channels are deleted, the videos are deleted, and I, you know, can't convince Hearsay people who are watching this, because they don't know your history between me and you and what happened between me and you and Westside Tech. But I know what happened. You know what happened. And Westside Tech knows what happened. Maybe one day he'll come in here. Maybe he'll do a podcast with me if he chooses to do so. I don't know. And he can say it himself. But anyway, you don't have any videos of ever acknowledging you made a mistake. Not once. Ever. Never. Okay? You like to cover your tracks. I don't delete anything, Quantum. My channel has been since I started it. I never deleted my channel. That's why I have 6,500 videos. They're all there. Nothing's deleted. It's all there. Okay? I never changed or deleted this channel that I'm currently on. You can ask YouTube. They'll tell you. Since 2014, this channel's been operating like it is right now today. What is like 7 years? I don't know, 8 years, whatever. I don't know. Something like that. But see, that's the difference between you, Quantum, who's living in your own little delusional world with bought up, brainwashed 800 cult-like sheeps that you have supporting you, versus a guy like me and the entire planet who lives in reality. Okay? So that's the difference, my friend. Okay. Well, we're not friends, but I guess I call everybody my friend. Maybe I call people my friend. Maybe I want to shove something in their asses. That's what my friend means, actually. Actually, one of the Persian guys told me, when somebody tells you, my friend, means they want to fuck you in the ass. All right. That might sound like you, Quantum. You want to fuck people in the ass. Here we go.
Right, and they say, you know what? Damn, I was wrong. But this isn't one of those examples, and no matter how much you cry for spilled milk, I'm not going to fucking put it in a bottle and breastfeed it to you, okay? Or whatever, or feed it through the bottle to you. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just not how the world works, okay? The world doesn't revolve around your talking points, as you would so generously like to think.
Yeah, it only goes around your little dementia oyster of the world that you live in. Come on, man. Do you really think what you just said here, it's going to really fly? Any person who has any brain cells, or any person who is not sucking on your coconuts or whatever it is that you have down under, would ever agree with any of this that you just said. This is the hypocrisy at its worst. Basically saying that you are this holy and mighty spirit that came down from the heavens, and no one should dare question it. That's what you're like, some kind of, you know what you're gonna end up, Quantum? Can I tell you the truth, Quantum? You might be watching this, I don't know. Or maybe you'll watch this when you're taking a shit, you know, in your toilet, whatever. In your fake gold-plated toilet with a fake gold carrots, whatever. I think you're gonna probably watch this, and I want you to know you're gonna end up like a pariah. You know, pariah. You're gonna be all alone, dude. You can't fight against the entire world, dude. You do realize that the entire world is against you at this point, hypothetically speaking. No one believes your bullshit, dude. No one believes you for 1 second. Don't take my word for it. Just put in a hashtag QuantumTV. So how could you say that the millions of people are wrong and you're right? Find me the court, find me the judge that's going to say, yeah, I believe that. Millions of people are wrong, but he's right. And he shouldn't be questioned. Even though there's a shitload of mountains of evidence against you. There's Mount Everest evidence against you. It's out there, Quantum. Maybe you should talk to Actman and Review Tech USA. Maybe they'll be more than happy to print like, I don't know, like 5,000 pages, this thick book of evidence. And you can go through it. Maybe you can read it when you have some free time. You know, I don't know. When you're not charging people $5 for some vivid color mode bullshit, you know, videos that you make. You know. But anyway, let's move on.
And this concept now that, like, even Asm Gold jumps up and, like, tells a lie, like Quantum text, you know, Actman's mother, and he threatened violence against her and all this shit. And then even follows it up where if somebody did that to my mother, I'd want to shoot them too. Like, you guys are really making this a nasty situation for no reason.
It wouldn't be a nasty situation if you weren't planning all of this to turn into a nasty situation. Actually, none of us would be talking about you. I wouldn't be talking about you if you didn't brought this nasty situation to all of our faces. If you simply just lived in your little la-la land or your little dementia world or whatever world you live in, maybe you would still be doing what you're doing right now, and you would be putting out those videos of televisions. But you brought this onto yourself, man. What did you think was going to happen if you start falsely flagging people? I want you to ask that self, your narcissistic self, to yourself. Ask if there's any brain in here. What do you think the consequence is going to be? That's a perjury, you know that. This is now legality. If you falsely are flagging people that they're copyright infringing, you know that's a perjury. You can go to jail, or pay the fine or whatever. I don't know, or maybe probation, depending on the judge. I don't know, depending on the judge. You do understand that, right? Or maybe I'm not a lawyer, but I know certain basic things. Even says on the YouTube, when you read the form, you can end up in jail, pay a fine and go to jail. Do both. You can do both, actually, depending on the judge. So you're committing a perjury when you're falsely flagging so many people. And the reason this is happening to you, because you have falsely flagged so many people, telling them that they are using they're using your content and they're infringing your copyright. And even though you know that every single YouTuber you flagged was within their rights to use a fair use, just like I am right now using a fair use. And if somebody look at this video, which they will, you'll probably flag this too. A human in a Google Center in Silicon Valley, after he finish eating his Cheetos, is going to look at this and is going to say, nah, he's within his right. He's using a fair use. I cannot shut down this video, you know. So, sorry, you brought this onto yourself, man. You only got yourself to blame. This is what you wanted, big boy. Now take a strong whiff of it, man up, grow some balls, grow some cocks, since you talk about sexuality all the time. I never met a Christian talking about sex as you talk, you know. I'm not a religious person, so I talk about sex, whatever, you know, because I'm not a religious person. I respect everyone's religions, but I'm not a religious person. You were claiming to be this good Christian, right? And as a good Christian, I've never met a good Christian that would go to this kind of a length to go this far as you are going, calling people's mothers, telling that you got a number on everybody, that you get the information for free and you participate in it, and telling all the stuff about gay people and whatnot, and then mentioning that club in Orlando, like the same thing should happen to them like it did to those people in Orlando. You said this. Is it my diseased imagination, Cameron? Didn't he say that on the Twitter? On that,
yeah.
on the Pulse nightclub.
Yeah, I think.
You said they should have the same fate. They deserve it, or something like that. Yeah, they deserve it. And we're talking about.
Yeah, he wrote it to Neil Druckmann too. Exactly, pretty much.
The Last of Us. Yeah, that's where the Pulse thing came from. The Last of Us, and he says that was a hacker. So wait a minute, a hacker. Well, let's please, Your Honor, can I have a few minutes? So are you trying to tell me, Quantum, these hackers that hate you so much, right? All of a sudden, they had a change of heart, and they removed those comments.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Your Honor. All right, Your Honor. You know, Your Honor, I have no more further questions.
You hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Right, Cameron? I mean, isn't this... I mean, just think about this for a moment. Why would a hacker? Okay, let's say I want to hack you. Why would I want to remove all those comments? I want to destroy you, right, Cameron? So why would I want to remove all those nasty shit about you? No, I want you to fail, right? So what kind of a fucking half-ass hacker would I be to have a change of heart, right? And all of a sudden remove all the comments. I want people to think about this. Use your brain cells and think about this for a minute. What kind of a hacker would do that? Somebody wants to blackmail you, and all of a sudden they have a change of heart.
I know.
Come on, man. Are you for real, dude? I mean, come on, listen.
Going back to something else. Going back to, I just want to touch on something you had said earlier when you said lately he's been going. I don't know if it's lately because I think his channel is just becoming in the spotlight now. But I've been seeing him. Going after HD Test. What is that? Vincent Teo and FOMO. Yeah. And Paul from and Paul, the tech giant guy. And I'll be honest, I watch all three of these guys' channels before, and I like them. I think they're okay. They're pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I find Steven has probably. Not Steven. Vincent. He's probably like the most technical guy. He's got a lot of a lot of data and a lot of. I guess I think he is a professional calibrator. But I think Quantum is using a tactic that I've seen a lot of other sleazy YouTubers use, and that is to go after the most popular YouTubers who are in the same realm of whatever they're doing. So if you're like so obviously Vincent and FOMO and Tech Giant, these guys are in the TV business, and their channels are probably more watched, more popular, more well known than his channel. So he figures, the only way for me to bring traction to my channel is to start insulting these guys, and I'm gonna gain an audience of people who don't like these people. They're gonna come to me, and it's gonna have me talking, whether or not what I'm saying is true or not. It probably doesn't matter. I'm just gonna use that, just insulting Vincent, and people who don't like Vincent for whatever reason, they're gonna come over to my channel, and whatever I tell them, they're gonna go with. So he's using a tactic. I've noticed the way he talks about those three YouTubers who are more popular than him, and I'm pretty sure he's probably talked trash about other YouTubers who are in the TV business.
Think about this. We only know this guy since 2017, right? I only known about him through Hard 8 because once I start doing the televisions, I bump into Hard 8, and then me and Hard 8 had some things going on, and then I bump into this guy Quantum. He in the beginning started kissing my ass, because I was getting a lot of attention back then. I was getting a lot of views, and then he started tried to be my friend. I always knew there was something weird about this guy, this Quantum Apotheosis. Like, dude, why are you wearing a mask? What's up with the mask? I was like, okay, if that's your shtick, fine, whatever. But I never found him funny. I never found him, entertaining. I found him kind of strange. And I was always kind of skeptical about him, to be honest with you. But imagine how often he did this before he jumped onto the YouTube scene, like his previous jobs, his previous professions, whatever they were, right? How long he's been doing this. Like playing a victim, playing all these textbook narcissistic con artistics, bullshit artistics type of measures that he takes. How long he's been doing this? God knows, man, right? How old is he? What, 30, 28, 29? How old?
Not sure, to be honest with you.
So imagine how many people he screwed over. How many times he has done this. Like, the only way to find that out is you have to go through federal bureau, right? And then they have to prosecute him, right? To find out his past and how many people he has screwed over, right? How many jobs, professions he got kicked out of, right? Because he bullshit his way out of everything, right? So this guy will never change because this is something that he uses as a survival skill. This is his survival skill. This is how he survives. And that's why he does this. That's why he'll never change. Like I felt like telling Review Tech USA, you don't understand. This is not a type of person that will change. This is part of his mechanism. This is part of his DNA. This is all he knows, to bullshit his way out of everything, to be a control freak, to be a button pusher, to manipulate people, to make himself look like a messiah, to make himself look like he's better than everybody. Like no one has better, knowledge than him, right? So this is somebody, guys, that will never change. Keep that in mind. This is not a person that will change. This guy is going to be always like this. Always. Because that's part of his survival mechanism, to do what he does. So let's move on. Let's continue listening to this.
I never threatened anyone, and you both know that. And the surveillance footage shows that very clearly. And if you think it's fake surveillance footage because I blacked it out to conceal what was going on in the background in my own household where my family members were moving around freely, well, you can look at the timestamp dated for April 23rd and then the outgoing call log that I provided, and then the 23rd where Actman magically says he's moving on, and then after the apology video that I put up, the power of an apology video, magically wants to get triggered, and then all these threats magically happened after I called his mother. Like, you guys really need to look at things full picture and stop playing games here, because this is
You still there?
and it's happening because you guys wanted to steal my content. And
Yeah, we're still here, Cameron. I saw you went in and out.
1 second.
I see you on
Yeah.
the PlayStation and the phone at the same time. I see.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Yeah. So, again, on this part of the video, he's saying the same thing, basically, that he's the victim. He never threatens anybody. He never says anything bad. That, the typical, I'm the victim, I'm not to be blamed. It's always somebody else's fault. This is your typical playbook that the narcissist like him is using. Without any evidence, without anything to back it up, right? Okay, everyone has a day in court. Everyone has a right to defend themselves, to be proven, innocent.
Yeah.
Right? But he's failing to present any evidence. This is the fascinating part about Quantum, that he is failing miserably, stunningly he's failing to bring any evidence forth, like zero evidence, while the Actman, Review Tech USA, all of us, the Mischief, we have a mountain of evidence with the receipts, like a mountain of evidence, like Mount Everest evidence. But this is who he is, and that's why I said earlier, before you went in and out, Cameron, and lost the connection, I said this is why, this is part of his survival mechanism. This is who he is.
Yep.
This is what he does. This is part of his DNA, and he's never gonna change, So anyway, let's move on. Let's continue with the video.
harass me and damage the original videos. Because when I made those Elden Ring videos, you guys wanted to do your so-called takes on my video, which turned into harassment, which turned into people coming from your channel to ratio out my content, which destroys its ability to profit on the market, which in turn makes it no longer fair use, which is the sole reason I fucking ever filed.
Whoa. You make me sound like an ice cream man now. Do you understand what the fair use is? Okay, Quantum.
I don't think he does.
All right, so Quantum, instead of, trying to lure yourself up to be this lawyer that you're not, you should actually go to the Google, go to the help page, where it says help. I'm pretty sure you know how to find that, right? Help. And under the help page, you can find out how the video uploads works in terms of copyright infringement, legality of that, fair use section, this and that, the statute law of the United States and all of that. You can learn all about that. Quantum. You can do that. You just have to type in fair use statute in United States, right? And you can learn that. So I would suggest, Quantum, that you do that. But you see, he knows how fair use works. He also knows that he's breaking the rules, but you got to remember, when it comes to Narcissist, there is no rules for him. A narcissist will break all kinds of rules to get what he wants, and that's the mind of a narcissist. No matter what, he's gonna get what he wants, because that's the mind of a narcissist. He has no moral compass. People talk about a moral compass. He doesn't have it. He's not interested in moral compass. He's only interested in a compass that points direction to him. That's the mind of a narcissist. No different than Vladimir Putin, no different than Adolf Hitler, no different than any of these dictators out there, And a lot of dictators are narcissists. You have to be a narcissist to be a dictator. You have to be. That's the only way that you could be a dictator, is to be a narcissist, to be self-aware. You can't have a moral compass and be a dictator. That's not how it works. The history has proven that. Okay? So that's what he is. He's a narcissist. So let's move on. Let's continue.
A copyright infringement claim against you. You use a certain percentage of it and you cause damages, and you use all the stuff containing my imagery, and then you act like it's not a big deal. Like no harm can be done.
Yeah, there is no harm. And it's not a big deal because it's called a fair use. I mean, give it your best shot, Quantum. Please do flag this video. I would like to see your first and last name again, even though I know it. Everybody knows it, but please send it again. Fair use. Learn it. Learn the fair use, man.
From destroying someone's reputation. But if it happened to you, I guarantee you'd be whining, pissing, bitching, and moaning. You're the first people to claim you don't.
It happened to me so many times. Right now as we speak, JT's making videos about me. Others are making videos about me. Master Olerate is making videos about me and my teeth and everything. They're all making videos about me. It's all out there. Guess what? Doesn't bother my ass. Fair use. As long as they're not breaking the law. All right? As long as they're not putting some false accusations of me. Saying I'm this, saying I'm that. Then I have to defend myself. Then I have to take them on. Then I have to use, the YouTube to go after them because they're presenting me in a false premise. That's different. But if you want to use a fair use to make videos about other people, to talk about other people, we do it all. Everybody does it all the time on YouTube. Joe Rogan does it. Everyone does it. Jordan Peterson does it. Patrick B. David, who's a big entrepreneur here in Fort Lauderdale, who has its own valuetainment website. Very successful guy from Persia. He's doing it. He uses a fair use. Howard Stern uses a fair use. They all use the fair use. So you're the only guy on this planet, actually. You're the only guy on this planet that it's pariah. You were the pariah. You're like isolate yourself from the rest of the world, like Vladimir Putin, slowly shrinking into your own bullshit, man. Why call it Titanic quantum ship, but it's the same shit, slowly going down the toilet, It's gonna stink once you get down there, man. So you're the pariah, man. You do realize that you're pariah. And it's just a matter of time before these 400, 800 of your, fanboys start jumping the ship because they don't want to be associated with you once more and more dirt shows up and surface about you. And I guarantee you, when it gets very serious, those 400, 800 so-called $5 members, you'll never see them again. they'll say, I don't know who that is. So, Quantum, you have to remember something, my dude. My boy, my dude. Just me saying my boy, he's probably going to say I'm being racist. My dude, you are doing this to yourself. You brought this onto yourself. And when all of this is done, when all this dust has been settled, a year from now, 2 years from now, whenever, you have to remember something, my dude, my boy. You only got yourself to blame for this. You did this to yourself. But this is nothing new for you, because you've been doing this for 28, 29 years. I don't know how long you've been doing this. You are a narcissist. It's in your blood. You know, technology changes. It evolves. But certain people don't change. And you are one of those individuals that don't change. You don't change. And please stop using religion. You're not a good Christian. You don't represent Christian religion. You don't represent African Americans. You don't represent nobody but your narcissistic self-individual. That's who you represent, okay? So you represent yourself as a narcissistic individual. And that's how I look at you, Quantum. I look at you as a narcissistic individual who presents and represents himself as a narcissistic individual. No different than Vladimir Putin. You know, Russian people are good people, but they have a narcissistic like yourself, dictator running the show, and he's threatening them if they try to do something or talk against him, that something bad's going to happen to them. And it did. He kills his own people. He threatens his own people. He uses the fear against his own people. So you fall into that same dictator class, my friend. You fall into that same class as Vladimir Putin, man. No different. You're into the same class. Same narcissistic class. Yeah, go ahead, Cameron. Yeah.
I was going to say, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I got food. I'm going to go grab it and I'll be back.
No,
I'm just going to have...
Go ahead. I'm going to continue.
Yeah, I'll stay online. I'll stay online. I'm just going to mute the headphones. I'll be back.
Not a problem. I'm going to continue with my Quantum Apotheosis favorite lullaby bedtime stories.
Okay, good. Okay, no problem.
Let me see what the chat says. Elias, yeah, I know about the Westside Tech. What he did to the Westside Tech, I can't even talk about it here without having, Westside Tech come in and talk to me. But I know what he did to him. And I condemned Quantum when he did that. What he did to Westside Tech, I condemned and I reported Quantum, because what he did was not cool at all, man. He broke the law, actually, as a matter of fact, what he did to Westside Tech. And of course, I'm not going to say it on here. I'm not going to talk about it on here without, maybe one day when the Westside Tech comes in, he can address this on a podcast, if he ever decides to get in touch with me and do that. But if you know, you know. That shows you how dirty, that shows you how narcissistic this guy really is. And also how nasty the Quantum is. And there's no limits for him. The bottom doesn't even registers with him. He's going to use a shovel and go deeper and deeper and deeper. He's going to get a bulldozer and even dig deeper and deeper. There's no rules for him. No rules. No principle compass. No moral compass. Nothing. So let's move on with Quantum Apotheosis bedtime stories. Here we go.
You don't like abusers. You don't like, bullies. And you sit there and you literally indulge in the same behavior you say that you're not for. Time and time again with these false lies that I'm unhinged, I'm dangerous on the platform. I've been reviewing TVs long before you guys have ever started talking about me. The way...
First of all, wrong. I was the one that was reviewing TVs in 2015 and 2016 before everybody else. And I'm not saying this to to brag about myself, but people can go ahead and look at the date of Madden 2016 of my Vizio television, and people can see who was the guy reviewing televisions. Nobody gave a shit about televisions till I came on the scene, and that's a fact. So right there, you flat out lying, okay? You flat out lying. That's number one. Number two, the reason people call you unhinged, because you are unhinged. Do you understand the word unhinged? It means that you have no principles. You have no moral compass. Because if you had principles, if you had moral compass, you wouldn't have done what you're doing right now, okay? Or what you have done in the past. And you know what you did in the past. So, that's the reason why people are calling you out. And millions of people out there, they're calling you on this shit. They all cannot be wrong. You know, it's the odds are much higher, dude. Like 10 to 1 or 100 to 1. 100 to 1. So, Quantum, you can only bullshit your little camp of whatever 800 fanboys that are following you, but you can't bullshit the entire YouTube community. You can't bullshit the entire social media. You can't bullshit your way out of that. Okay, you're trying to fight a 9 million pound Godzilla, and you're like what, 150 pounds? Sorry, man. The odds are much higher against you here. And this is why you're gonna fail. Like your previous 2 channels have failed. My channel never got deleted. Those videos are still there from 2016. They're still there, and you're more than welcome to watch it. Of my Vizios, I was the first guy who started reviewing televisions. Okay? So, Quantum, your lies are so easy, dude. You're so easy. I wish that I was a lawyer, because to me, you're so easy, man, to prosecute here. Ugh. Let's continue.
The way you guys flock to controversy, you would think that you would have run into my name a couple of different fucking times if I actually was unhinged and dangerous, but the fact is that's not a fucking thing.
Because you deleted those videos, because you got banned. So therefore, there's no more evidence. The way you talked about me, calling me this, talk about my physical appearance, talked about, you know, my background, talk about, what else did you talk about me? Saying that I'm a racist, saying that I'm this, saying I'm that. All this, the wild shit you did. Not to mention that you doxed Westside Tech, that you did that to him. Not to mention you did that. So, the fact that you're wearing a mask, why would anyone take you seriously? As the guy who's reviewing a television, why the fuck do you need to wear a mask, dude? What's up with that? Who wears a mask? Somebody who is perpetrating, you know, bad intent, malicious intent, because you don't want to give away your identity. Why wear a mask? I didn't wear a mask when I was reviewing televisions. Did I make some mistakes along the way when I was reviewing televisions? Yes. But I admit to it. Me and Hard Eight, you know, we had a conversation about it. And, you know, when I made a mistake about 4K panels not upscaling by themselves, I correct that error. And I said to Hard Eight, you're right. I didn't realize I made that error. So, and I own up to it. Not only did I own up to it, but I also explained to people how the televisions have to upscale to fit every and each 8.3 million pixels on that panel. But you, my friend, your videos were deleted. Your channels were banned. So therefore, all that evidence is gone. I think you deleted those. You know what I think? Now that you bring this up, Mr. Q, I think you deleted those channels because you knew that this evidence would come to bite you in the ass. You knew that I would use this evidence against you. You knew that the Review Tech USA would dig up the evidence between me and you, because Review Tech USA has no clue what happened between you and me. And you knew that that would bite you in the ass. of all the shit you said about me, you knew that the Actman would probably dig the evidence of all the shitty videos you made about me and what you said about me and how you talked about me. Not just me, but other. How about the Artings? The shit you said about the people in Montreal. Artings. You deleted those videos because your channel is banned. I think you deleted your channel. I don't think you were banned. I think you purposely deleted. I think you purposely deleted that channel. Both of those channels. Quantum Apotheosis and the other one, the extra quantum, whatever the fuck you called it. So that's what I think. And I know I can't prove this because I don't have the evidence, because all the evidence is burned. But I can guarantee you that a lot of people who know you from the past would probably agree that you did this on purpose. You purposely deleted your channel because you didn't want that shit to bite you in the ass. You wanted to bring this new quantum, relieving the mask, showing that who I am. You see, I'm just a cute face, blah, 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 blah. You know, I am just a regular photographer who has knowledge in photography. Okay, if you're a photographer, Quantum, why don't you show us your degree in photography? Why don't you actually show us your work in photography? Why don't you actually teach us about photography? Why don't you do some tutorials on the Adobe Premiere? How to use photography, how to color correct. Why don't you do that if you're so professional? And where is your photography work? Where can I find it? Where can I find it? Nowhere. Another bogus story, you know. So let's move on. Let's go with more of your lullaby bedtime stories, Quantum.
You're just running with that because you think it sounds good to your community, not realizing that like all you're doing is just making this a really bad situation because you don't like me. You want me off the platform and you think that's the best way of getting the job done. But let me just kind of put this out there. All you got.
Why would I want to? You complete me. Why would I want you to be out of the YouTube? Go back to making those upscaled TV videos? No. You complete me. Listen, man. The reason we're talking about you, man, we really don't care about your vivid colored settings. We don't care about that. We don't care that you're bullshitting people and charging them $5. We don't care. It's not about that, dude. No one would really care about you, you know, having the membership for $5 and selling some bullshit Kool-Aid of vivid color, you know, presets that you're selling to your members. I don't care about that. No one cares about that. We care about the fact that you are a menace to the YouTube platform. And people like you who are willing to call another man's mother and pay somebody to find the information about his mother's next of kin, his next of kin mother phone number, that you're willing to go that far and then post that shit out there publicly. You shouldn't be allowed on YouTube. You should be banned from YouTube for good. Like, I don't care what IP address you use next time, you should be banned from this platform forever, dude. But you're doing this to yourself, you idiot. This is the part of a narcissistic mind that he doesn't understand. You are stepping onto your own traps that you set for other people. You are stepping onto your own fucking traps, your own booby traps. The booby traps that you set, figurative speech booby traps, the booby traps that you set for other people. You are stepping foot on those same traps that you set for other people. And now you're playing a victim. Now you're playing this, you know, messiah. Yeah. Let's continue. There's no help for this guy. Trust me. He's going to go down with that Titanic ship, man. unfortunately.
Guys have to understand, when you claim that somebody said something or you report something to YouTube is an unbiased party. They're going to look at all the evidence and all the facts about this creator on the platform. And when they conclude, as they have, that I have not done a single fucking thing but make TV videos and I'm not actually some unhinged, dangerous person that needs to be deplatformed, then you're going to sit there and run with what Actman is doing right now, what Asm Gold is doing right now. Well, if we can't get him terminated because he's clean, well, then we can try to make him dirty by saying that he committed a crime. And we'll just come up with some lie that he texted your mother.
These are all the things you've done. These are all of the things that you've done. You contacted his mother. No one has ever done that till now. Congratulations, actually. Congratulations. You're going to go down in history of YouTube as the very first YouTuber who called another YouTuber's mom. That would be like me calling Dr. Disrespect's mother because I didn't like the way he mocked me when he killed me in the game or something. No one has done that. No one would ever do that except you. You're the very first person on the YouTube platform who did this shit. So, when you talk about unhinged, when you talk about somebody who shouldn't be on this platform, that is you, man. You bring negativity. At first, I just thought you don't like me for some reason. I was like, okay, maybe he just doesn't like me for some reason. But dude, you don't like anybody who disagrees with you. You don't like anybody who has something of criticism to say to you. You know what that is? Narcissist. Unhinged narcissist. But what makes you unhinged is the fact that you're willing to take those steps, to go this route that you took, to say what you said, to do what you did. I mean, if you have any principle, which of course you don't, any principle value in your personal life, I would like to know what kind of friends you have, by the way. They're probably all narcissists. Probably, in investing into a Bitcoin or whatnot, or entrepreneurs or bullshitters, stock market, buying shares, selling in whatever. That's probably who your friends are. But if you had any principles, my friend, if you had any principles, your principal brain would tell you, hey, I don't cross this line. Sure, I'm not a fan of this act, man, but I don't cross this line. I don't pay a hacker to find out what his mother's number is. And imagine how she must have felt. Imagine how Actman's mother must have felt. Some guy is calling her, disturbing her. She's having a good day, and now this asshole is disturbing me. Where'd you get this number? How do you know this number? Are you watching me right now? Are you monitoring me right now? The fact that your brain cannot have like a red flag, that there is no red flag in your brain saying, hey dude, time out, we don't do this shit, bro. Even though you might not like Actman, right? But hey, time out, we don't do that shit. The fact that you're not self-aware, bro, my dude, my boy, the fact that you're not self-aware that what you did was above and beyond wrong on so many levels, that right there should be a big red flag to your subscribers, to your members. Hopefully your members will watch this video. That's whom you're paying $5 a month. A guy, if you disagree with him, even though you paid him $5, if you disagree with him, he might call your mother too. Please stop this guy. He's telling me that Samsung is not a good TV. He's harassing me. I don't like to be harassed. I know he's a paying member, paying at $5, but he's harassing me because he disagrees with me. So this, guys, this is the mind of a narcissist. So when we talk about a narcissist, this is who he is. This is a clear and cut case. Your Honor, this court is adjourned. We got a narcissist here. Of all times, you know. But anyway, let's continue.
Like this level of hatred is insane, and it's so outlandish. All you had to do, Act Man, was call me back. I gave you my number through your mother. That was the sole purpose of me reaching out to your next of kin.
Why? Okay, here we go again. Another red flag. See how stupid he is. You know what? I take that back. You're not intelligent. You are really dumb. You are really stupid. Why the fuck would you want to go ahead and contact a grown-ass man through his mother? Kevin, please help me out here.
That's the part I don't understand, and I think I told you that's going to be his downfall, because if when YouTube starts investigating this, they're going to say, hell, okay, wait a minute, this guy here called this guy's mom, right? And that already is something that you don't do. Like, why would you do that? You know, like, I've never heard of a situation where somebody called somebody's mom because of an altercation. You know, that could be like seen as some kind of malice, you know, some kind of ill intent, you know, because he could have called the mom and for all we know done death threats. We don't know. He has the mother's number. What if he doxes the guy's mother's number? He starts to give the fucking mother's number out to like the people online and says, here, you guys call it. Like, who knows what this guy is doing online, right? Because behind the scenes, you know, if he's doing all of these hateful things, like to the LGBT community behind the scenes, you know, YouTube as a corporation, you know, they want to protect their name. They're like, hey man, this guy is admitting that he's calling this guy's mother. He's made videos that he's called the mother. He admitted that he's called the mother. We can't have that. We can't have it's one thing if two YouTubers, you know, they go back and forth and they argue with each other, and then they make videos about each other. But when you're going to the point now where you're getting people to give you the guy's mother or family member's phone number, and then you're going out of your way to call them now, that's, you know, we can't stand that, you know. So to me, that's the biggest red flag that Quantum has done, and I think that's probably, to me, if YouTube investigates, that's probably when they will investigate it. That's probably what they're going to look at, and what they're going to probably say, hey, this is way too far now, right? You went too far doing
Cameron,
calling it.
He's not even self-aware. This is why I call him a narcissist. I didn't put that for fun, because this is true, the mind of a narcissist. But I never met a narcissist that's actually stepping on his own minefields, you know what I mean, that he's set for other people. And here's why. Like, how come he's not self-aware that, hey, dude, you don't expose yourself like this. You don't go across this line, you know. Unless you're totally lunatic or totally mentally ill and you're not self-aware that this is wrong, right? Let's say he's mentally ill. Let's say, for whatever, hypothetical benefit of a doubt, right? That he's mentally ill and he can't, like, be self-aware that what he did was wrong, right? Now, look what he caused to his poor mother. Now his poor mother has to change a phone number, has to tell all their friends that my numbers has been changed, and now she's gonna be paranoid. Every time she gets
this guy watching, is this guy outside the fucking window watching across the street, you know, waiting for my son to come home. Maybe he's stalking my house.
Exactly.
You know?
And like you just point out, Cameron, the fact, and this is what I said on that, when I was in my lounge area in the bookshelves, on that video, on that live stream, the fact that YouTube, it's allowing this, and they're not reviewing this, and they're just stepping back and letting it all unfold, it blows my mind. I mean, my mind is already blown, dude. Like, what kind of world are we living in, man? That this guy, I mean, they took down my video, right? Episode 5, because of this shit, right? Yeah. And I just brought a microbiologist to give a, you know, secondhand opinion, you know.
His insight.
His insight, you know. His opinion. And that was taken down, right? But this guy broke the law. And I don't mean to laugh about it because it's not a laughing matter. It's a serious matter. But he broke the law. And the YouTube is like just, not a big deal. I mean, YouTube has, it's not what it used to be, man. This is weird, man. Right? I mean, don't you feel that way, Cameron? That YouTube is totally sink into the newest low. Like, this has to be the newest low for YouTube, for Google, man. And here's what I want to say, guys. But we will talk about this also at the end. I think we all need to unite as the content creators, regardless of our differences, that this is not okay. This cannot become the new normal on the YouTube platform. Either this guy makes a formal apology and admits sincerely to everything that he did, and we'll give him a second chance, or the YouTube should ban him forever on this platform. He can go open his own website if he wants, right, and do that. Who gives a shit? But he should be kicked out of this platform. This shouldn't be allowed. This shouldn't be the example to all the other, young, college grads, YouTube stars to think that, hey, this is okay. I can do this to the Dr. Disrespect. I'm going to call Dr. Disrespect wife tomorrow. Right?
Yeah.
And again, I don't mean to laugh about this, but see where it's going? You see, if you, YouTube, listen to me, YouTube. If you turn this into a normal thing, then we're going to live in a brave new world of YouTube. This will be a brave new world where this will be okay. Right? A random people calling, your brother or your sister or your father or whoever, right? Bothering them for no fucking reason, for no apparent reason, even though they had nothing to do with this. They don't even know what the fuck, what's going on. And they're being sucked into something now. YouTube, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'll say it. I'll be the first one to say it. YouTube, you ought to be ashamed of yourself that you allowed this bullshit. Have you even talked to this guy? Have you called him to tell him, hey, here's the deal? I don't mean to sound like a sleepy Joe, but here's the deal. If this continues, and if you don't make some kind of a formal apology video where you admit all of this, we're going to have to ban you indefinitely. No other internet service provider, IP edge is going to help you to get back on the YouTube account. And I guarantee you, if that happens, you're going to see him delete everything, and he's going to go ahead and admit, yes, I did this, I did that, and then he's going to try to get a second chance of forgiveness or something. But he's never going to do that because he's not type of a guy. And we shouldn't, honestly, allow him to even come back. Fuck the second chance. I think he had plenty of chances. We already gave him a second chance when he was a quantum apotheosis. And what happened when he came back? Look all the stuff he talked about the LGBT community. Look at all the nasty stuff he talked about me and my appearance and all the shit that he said about me. And of course, I believe he... Here's my theory, Cameron. While you were getting your food, I was thinking about 2017, 2018. I truly believe now that he didn't get banned from YouTube. I believe that he purposely deleted his channel so he can cover his tracks and come back. That's what I think.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking, Again, this is just speculations. I don't know. But I think that's probably what he did. Because I remember the 2017 and 2018 now. It's coming back to me, and I remember all the shit I had to deal with him. So that kind of reminds me, So let's continue with the rest of this video. God.
Like, if you really honestly wanted to talk, you could have. And you didn't. I don't have any interest in having a Discord conversation or talking on voice chat. I want to talk where you're not recording it, and where if you record it, you're violating two-party consent laws. That's why I didn't join the call, by the way. I want to make sure that there's no audience. I want to make sure that there's nothing. There's just two people talking to resolve their difference.
And yet, you uploaded the conversation where you muted the mother, but you uploaded the conversation without her consent, we can still hear as to what the conversation being transpired on. You know, you telling her that your son needs to stop this, this, and that, and you feel that he's harassing me, and then she's asking you something and you're replying to her. We can tell what the conversation is being about. So right there, you just said you want to have this privately. How could you have a conversation privately when you're the one that broke the law, paid a hacker to find and dox? That's doxing, trying to find someone's information, next of kin, someone's mother, someone's business, someone's job, right? To go through all the databases to find out where Mr. 4K works, where Brendan works, where Mamba works, where Cameron works, what he does besides the gym, right? All that shit, right? So that's what you do. You pay somebody to go through the database. That's doxing. Right there, you admitted that you broke the law. So that's number one. Number two, you blackmailed. You put that video out, putting all that stuff out there. The conversation between you and his mother, when that conversation should have been private, and you released it without her consent. So don't tell me that you are this clean, innocent messiah, because you're not.
And you didn't want to do that because, case in point, you shared all the private messages that we had, the same way Griffin Gaming shared every email that I had.
No. There were the Reddit messages. There were like the Twitter messages, okay? And anybody can see it. Anybody can look at those messages. People who are subscribed to you on the Twitter can look at it. Same thing on the Reddit, okay?
And even, it's funny because every time you guys make damaging content, I do try to reach out to you and tell you, you guys have caused harm with this kind of nonsense. And I love that you guys are like, oh, Quantum makes death threats. It's okay when he does it. I didn't make a death threat. I literally quoted what Florida law says. It's a stand your ground state. And when people are saying that they're going to show up to my house with guns,
first of all, that statement would never be made if you haven't pressed the trigger to trigger the actman to say that. If you had never called his mother, guess what? He would never give a shit about you. And it would never put that statement. But you already knew that, because you knew by doxing him and getting in touch with his mother, you knew that would trigger him to say something crazy like what he had said. So now you playing the victim when you were the perpetrator. Listen, Quantum, two wrongs don't make it right. You are trying to act as if that you fall into no responsibility here. Dude, you're acting that you bear no responsibility. You bear responsibility for everything that has happened. Because you orchestrated this. All because of a video game, bro. Think about that. I don't want to mention the other guy. Because he's already just waiting for me with his Joker makeup to start talking. But fine, let him make videos. I don't care. You got butthurt because you sucked at the game called Elden Ring and you couldn't take the criticism. If you are this professional YouTuber, if you are this master calibrator, then you should have said, this game is not for me, but I understand why other people like it. I personally don't like it, but I understand why other people like it. That's what a person would have done, right? But you didn't do that. You went after this mischief, talking about his age, being so obsessed about his age. You were the one who started this. And we all have receipts on you. We all have evidence. Mountains of evidence against you that you started this whole thing. It's all there. If you're brave enough or dumb enough to find a dumb enough lawyer that will take this to court, which I don't think you will, the person who can take you to court, most likely it's the act man. He's got the money to clean you off. And when I say clean you off, meaning cleaning your pockets, cleaning your bank accounts, because you're gonna have to sell that house, you're gonna have to sell that ring, you're gonna have to sell all those televisions that you haven't paid off. And guess what? Your wife's gonna leave you. And then you got a divorce lawyer too. So if anybody can take you to court, it's Actman, which probably most likely could happen, dude. So don't be surprised when you see a subpoena, when you see a letter, okay? Because you don't know what he's gonna do. And I guarantee you, you made it personal now. He doesn't give a shit now about your channel. He doesn't care whether your channel is on or not on. Now this is personal, dude. You have interfered into this personal affairs. And now, it's not about the YouTube anymore. It's not about whether your channel is running or not running. He could give a fuck less now whether you're being shut down on a channel or your channel is up. You made this personal. And I think you should worry about the next actions that he's gonna do. Legal actions. You're gonna end up just like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. You know, you're gonna have that long face sitting there in the court. You're just gonna be like that, like Amber Heard. And I think you and Amber Heard should definitely, I think you should get divorced with your current wife so she can be free of the abusement that you probably have abused her because you're a control freak. And I think you should get together with Amber Heard. I think both you and Amber Heard would make a great duo, great couple, because you're both narcissists, liars, pathological liars, and a narcissist. And I think both you and Amber Heard should like get a room together, should think about getting married and whatever, and do Johnny Depp a favor, you know. Anyway, let's continue.
They're gonna bash my head in. They're gonna do all kinds of unspeakable things to my wife and my girls. Like, if you're gonna go with that narrative, I'm just gonna say that, listen, it's literally a stand your ground state. Like, if you show up doing any of that stuff, well, at the end of the day, I will have to stand my ground against that. Like, that's not a death threat to any specific person at all. Like, that's literally just saying, like, I will defend myself if you guys want to.
But who is the person that cooked this up and made this shit explode into your face? It's you. You dummy. None of this would be happening to you if you didn't fucking poke a fucking bear. You did this to yourself, dude. There are consequences. For every action, there's reaction. Same thing with Vladimir Putin. He thought, oh, this will be like a cakewalk. Walk into Kyiv, walk into Mariupol, walk into the Ukraine, take the Ukraine in 48 hours. That's it. Everyone's gonna celebrate. You dumb idiot. For every action, there's a reaction, and for every action, there's a consequences. You see, Cameron, he's not self-aware of the consequences. Everything has the consequences. But see, in his mind, this is the part about, this is his downfall, man. Honestly, you know, it's a fascinating just to listen to him, Cameron. You know, that he's not self-aware about the consequences or what he's doing, of his doing. None of this would be happening to him if he didn't do what he did, you know. But anyway, let's go.
Yep.
Let's move on.
To bring these violent
We're preaching
threats and
to the
act
choir,
on death
you know.
threats, which again came from Griffin Gaming's Xbox video where he literally called me out and tried to do all this shit. And of course, Magic.
Hello? Excuse me? Knock, knock. If you can stand the heat, my uncle, may he rest in peace, my uncle said, if you can't stand the heat, please get out of the kitchen. You're not a good chef. Obviously, the internet's not for you. The YouTube is not for you. Just like the YouTube is not for the Anthony Kenneth Bishop either, because neither one of you can stand the heat. Okay? Can stand the heat. And it's that simple. There's going to be criticism, okay? When you put yourself on the public eye, when you put yourself out there on the YouTube, when you put a video out there for everybody to see, for the world to see, there will be some criticism. That's called internet. I'm aware of that. I know that not everyone's gonna agree with me, but that's okay because I'm on internet. I'm on YouTube. That's fine, you know. But you are having a difficult time because you got this egoistic, larger-than-life ego, narcissistic ego, where you think that no one should question me, not even on the internet. No one in the world should ever say anything negative about me. God forbid anybody criticizes me. I mean, can you believe this shit, Cameron? That he's on the internet, he's on the platform, and he thinks that the YouTube platform, it's only curated for all the positive feedback for him. I don't know what kind of YouTube that is, but maybe you can find it. Man. So, okay, Quantum, then you need to step aside from the YouTube. You need to go back to, you know, bullshitting people like, I don't know, like on the street, like selling some shit on the street or something, I don't know. You need to have those fake seminars, you know, somewhere out there in Florida, like in Orlando or something, where you tell people how to fix your life, how to, you know, get married, how to convince your wife to love you, how to satisfy her sexually, you know, not once but twice. Maybe you can do that. Maybe you should go back to writing a book, do these little seminars, put on the little fake ass, you know, cheap ass, not even Versace, little fucking suit jacket that you put on like a clown. Go ahead and do that. Maybe you should do that. Maybe that's what you should do. But you need to step away from the YouTube, man. Because on YouTube, there will be criticism. People will criticize you. They're not going to agree with you. That's called YouTube, man. That's called internet. You know, you need to accept that. You know, but God forbid anybody criticize your highness. God forbid, you know. Let's move on.
Magically, the guy lumped in with these racists.
There you go.
Magically, the racist apologist has fans that like that kind of behavior. And like, you guys have no idea. I'm literally getting like emails of like black people hanging from trees from the 1950s with like all kinds of N-bombs being dropped right after the Ackman's video and Asm go.
Yes! It's called internet. There's gonna be some sick fucks out there. Actman cannot control 1.3 million fucking people. Okay? He cannot control 1.3 million people. There's gonna be some racist fucks in his channel, just like there was racist fucks in my channel. There's gonna be some crazy motherfuckers. It's called internet. Any asshole has access to it. Jesus, you can't be this fucking dumb. It's not Actman sending you those, you know, lynching photos. Disturbing.
He's playing the victim card. That's
Yeah.
what he's trying to do. He's trying to play the victim card, saying that Ackman is sending henchmen after me.
Oh God. Yeah, go ahead, Cameron.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to make it seem like Ackman is sending a wave of henchmen after him, and that even if he steps outside to go to Walmart, he's at risk now. You know. So that's what he's trying to do, and he's going to get a lot of people who are going to believe him and say, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what Ackman meant. You know. But obviously that's not what the guy meant. You know, the guy was speaking in the heat of the moment. You're coming after his mother. You know, so I think, you know, but he's just gonna play the clips and he's gonna play the clip in a certain way that's gonna make it seem like that way. So that's what he does. He's playing the victim card, right? He knows how to do it well, and it's gonna work towards a lot of people who are gonna believe it, especially his own crowd.
Somebody asked me today, like, and I thought people don't mention him to me that much because I know what he's doing, and like I know what he's gonna do. People said to me, doesn't it bother you that you know, Gingerbread Man is making videos about you? I said, no. That's called internet. That's called YouTube. He's within his right to do those videos. And I'm also within my right not to reply to them, not to even acknowledge them. But that's YouTube. That's how it is. You know, just like JT's making, listen, JT dedicated. JT, Just Troll, which I gave him this, you know, nickname, initial, JT. He dedicated his entire channel for me. But I didn't go and flag his videos. I didn't go flag Anthony's videos. You know why? Because it's called fair use. He can talk about me all he wants. That's called fair use. That's called YouTube. That's called internet. I'm aware of that. Just like Johnny Depp cannot control all the shit that people write in tabloids about him. But does he really give a shit? Of course not. But that's part of the gig. Amber Heard, you hear me, Amber Heard? People will say negative shit about you, okay? That's
I'd say
called...
she's being nicknamed
Amber Turd.
Amber Turd now.
Yeah, yeah.
Amber Turd.
Thanks to Jason Momoa. He co-starred with her in the Aquaman. But you see, that's the whole point I'm trying to bring up here is, dude, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. But if you want to be on the internet, if you want to be on a YouTube, this is the way it is. You have to accept that. Right, Cameron? This is the way it is, you know.
This last commenter, EE96, said he used to be a follower of Quantum when Quantum had his old channel, Quantum Apotheosis, and he said he's been following him since then, and he said it didn't take him long to realize Quantum was a joke.
I know, man. It's ridiculous. You know, look, I didn't care that he made videos about me and all that. I only cared about, you know, what he did to Westside Tech. You know, that's the only reason why I reported him. Because doxing people, hey, dude, you know what he did? He made a video like a advertisement. You know, when you, like a real estate advertisement, like a Century 21. Like a real estate advertisement. Here, come here and visit him. This is the name of the condo association. Come go see him. Here's the apartment number. Dude, of course the video got taken down and everything, but I had to report his ass because I condemn doxing. So I knew right there this guy's unhinged and, you know, crazy. But hey, listen, I gave Quantum every opportunity to come. I said, you know, one time I said to Quantum in 2018, I said, hey, Quantum, if you know where I live, why no one's knocking on my doors, dude? I mean, if you know where I live, if your goons know where I live, then, you know, come knock on my door, you know. I'll, you know, bring some beverages, I'll bring some drinks. You guys can come in, let's talk about it. You know. But he, you know, he never did anything, you know. I think honestly he couldn't handle me, to be honest with you. I think I give him anxiety. He says something like, your expression, the way you talk, Mr. 4K, you give me anxiety. I said, maybe it's my Bosnian charm. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Or whatever it is. I said, and then I said, I take that as a compliment. And then, of course, he left, you know, that he didn't say nothing. That's when I did it with Hard 8, you know, the whole debate with the Hard 8. You know. Hard 8 Gaming, the truth of YouTube. That's how far I go. So let's continue this lullaby of bedtime story of Quantum bedtime stories. Here we go.
Gold's video, like, this is the community that, like, wants to play like they have a moral high ground. Like, I guarantee you, if Justine made a video about this, I wouldn't be getting, like, the N-bomb and, like, people hanging from trees and, like, all.
How do you know that? How could you know that for a fact? Justine has how many? 5 million subscribers? 10 million subscribers? You don't think there's some freaks in there who love her, who fantasize about her? You don't think they're gonna open fake accounts and come after you and dox you and do this and do that? You're on internet, bro. You can't control that shit. Justine cannot control 10 million people. Dr. Disrespect can address certain things. Justine can address certain things. But neither Dr. Disrespect or Justine or Actman can control 1.3 million people of subscribers, or 10 million, or 5 million, or 20 million, right? Imagine PewDiePie. Do you think the PewDiePie, 100 million people, he can't be fucking responsible for what these 100 million people do. He can't control them. He can make a statement, say, hey guys, please, don't dox people, don't be crazy, don't do stupid shit, right? He can send a message, but he can't control. Okay? This is the part you don't understand, Quantum. I'm on the internet. I can't control the videos that people are gonna make about me tomorrow. I can't control the shit that people wrote about me on the Reddit. All kinds of crazy shit that people wrote about me on the Reddit regarding Stadia. I can't control that shit. Nor am I trying to control it. That's just internet. And if people choose to believe that shit, well, that's on them. I can't control that either until they realize that it's bullshit. So the fact that you are complaining about internet, then get off the internet, bro. Get off the YouTube. Why are you on the YouTube then? You don't need a YouTube. YouTube is not for you. You need to go to some, I don't know, some bogus, fake ass donation, entrepreneur kind of a, meeting where you talk for like a couple of hours with your fake ass jacket, suit, and you collect the money by telling people how you can help them, get rid of their debt and their, financial problems and all that shit. Maybe that's what you need to do. Be a con artist that you are. Own up to it. But you should stay away from YouTube, man. Because obviously YouTube is not for you. You can't handle it, brother. You just can't handle it. Clearly, you can't handle it. Obviously, it bothers you. But let's continue.
All this stuff, because that's not her base. She has a channel that's about tech and usually good vibes. But you guys are about controversy and hatred, and that's the kind of people you pull in. And you want to act like nobody can potentially be harmed by your actions. And you want to try to pretend like when I said, I'm genuinely worried for your targets. Like, the people you target and harass, I'm worried about their safety. You want to act like, oh my God, this guy plays victim, doesn't he? No, you guys victimize people with your behavior. You target them. You look at them as like literally a digital scoreboard in a game, and like you have fun. You go to town with them. Even as far, you took it as far as saying that your mother was threatened when somebody reached out to next of kin. Because how dare they find you in the real world? That's creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy. Even for my mother or anyone's mother out there, to have some yayo, some stranger, call her on the fucking phone with a creepy voice that you have, yeah, definitely is gonna creep them out, dude. Okay? You dumb fucking idiot. Let's move on. Fuck this guy, man.
No, it's not, dude. It's public record.
Oh,
if you're, don't even trust me on this. If you think that you are so private as a person, type in your name and actually do a research or try to do any basic research.
Hello? I think I was just born like 2 hours ago. Let me cut my umbilical cord. Jesus Christ. Teach me more about the fucking internet. Yes, I know I can search about myself or pull up my information. I get that. I understand that. But that's why we have moral code, moral compass, principles, where we don't do the blackmailing, where we don't do this kind of shitty shit. That's why we have this thing called understanding of respect. But which obviously you don't. You're making it look like it's okay to fuck with people, to interfere with people's personal lives. Okay, all right then. All right. Quantum, I'll call your wife tomorrow and talk to her. And you tell me, how do you feel about that? If it's okay, if it's normal. I want you to tell me how you feel about that. Let's reverse this. Let's reverse this bullshit that you just said. How would you feel I call your mother tomorrow? Wherever she's at, Tampa, Orlando, who gives a fuck, right? Let's say I call her and I say, your son, it's a liar, pathological liar, he's a piece of shit, and he needs to stop with this nonsense. How would you feel? I want you to tell me, how would you feel? Do you understand now, dummy? You dumb fuck, why you don't do that shit? You can be possibly this fucking dumb. I mean, maybe your father was a pimp and he dropped you on your fucking head. And then your mother picked you up. I don't know, dude. Something happened to you. You can't be this fucking dumb. Seriously, dude. But you are Florida, man. So it doesn't shock me. You are in Florida, right? So you were the perfect example of a Florida man. And we heard all kinds of stories about the Florida man. And you qualify in that category of a Florida man. You can't possibly be this fucking dumb. But congratulations. You have risen to the occasion to be at the top list of the Academy Award winner of the dummies. You know. Anything you want to add, Cameron?
I think you said it pretty good.
Jesus Christ, this fucking guy, man. Let's continue with this nonsense.
Search on your name. I promise you, if you look into the Act Man right now, you will find his full legal name. You'll find, just type Act Man. Look for Act Man's real name. Like, actually try to find people, you will find it. It's not hard. And the thing is, like, you guys want to act like reaching out for non-malicious purposes is like literally some vigilanteism or like some call to action to do something really damaging or destructive, and it's not. I'm just...
Okay, if it's not, I'm going to search for your name, I'm going to search for your wife's name, and I'm going to call her at her work. And I'll talk to her. I'll keep calling her. And then you can call me and tell me how you feel about that. Fair game? Okay. So you're saying it's okay. All right. But see, it's only okay when you're doing it to someone else. But when someone's doing it to you, it's not a fair game. That's narcissism. At its worst. On top of the worst hypocrisy, on top of the hypocrisy of the monumental level of fucking Mount Everest of hypocrites that you are. Dude, I wasn't born like 5 minutes ago. I didn't just cut my umbilical cord. You're acting as if all of us have cut our umbilical cords like 5 minutes ago. You can't possibly be this dumb. But you know what? You are, dude. Congratulations. You're gonna go down. They'll build a statue of you as the dumbest motherfucker ever set foot on this fucking planet. God, let's move on. This is getting worse.
Literally trying to say, hey, let's resolve our differences off camera, because clearly on camera isn't working, right? You guys are sending a mob after me and it's only getting worse, right? And then, like, when I try to be normal and like say, yo, let's just talk, let's not be like...
When did you say, yo, let's just talk? Did you do a podcast? When was the last time you did a podcast with anyone? Yo, let's just talk. Why are you afraid to talk to me? Why are you afraid to talk to other people? Why are you curating your comments? Why are you blocking 10,000 people that come to your videos? Why you won't let them speak? What are you afraid of, dude? If you are this holy and mighty, self-righteous, Messiah, then what's the problem, dude? Why are you hiding all this shit? I got nothing to hide. You want to talk to me, dude? Tell me when and where. Fuck, dude. I'll even drive to Orlando. It's only about like 3 hours, 2 hours. Fuck, we'll talk there. We'll live stream the whole thing. Come on, man. I'm just guessing he's in Orlando. I mean, he might be in Tampa. I don't fucking know. He could be in a Kissimmee, which is probably where he might be. Kissimmee. Out with the swamp shit. All the Florida man, That's where the Florida man originates, from Kissimmee. True story, actually. True story, Cameron. I know. I've seen it. I've been in Florida fucking long enough. I know what I'm fucking talking about. And I'm sure that Solid Rev can confirm on this as well. So, let's continue with this nonsense.
Weird about it. You gotta go weird about it. Like, it's the strangest thing to me.
Weird about it.
And the fact that, like, in that text that I did see, Ackman's mother's like, well, just make sure he can't link anything back to you. Go ahead and try. But like, what the hell is that? Like, what are you planning? What are you guys trying to do? I mean, like, was this your move? Like, to try to like slander me and like lie and to say like I did all this stuff? Like, was that what she was telling you to do? Like, because that's really bad parental advice. If that's...
You don't know nothing about parental advice, my friend. We're not trying to come after you. We just want you to make one simple video, admit to everything you did wrong, and all of this will be forgiven. Listen, man, no one can save you from your Titanic shrinking. Not even the God himself could come down and pull you out of that fucking sinking ship. Dude, you are just... To me, the reason I'm talking about you, and the reason why a lot of people are talking about you, my guy, my dude from Florida, is because you're a phenomenon, dude. We have never experienced... You're like an alien, just came in from a different universe. And we're trying, like the movie Powder, except the difference with the Powder is that guy was a good alien, okay? He had a good heart. Superman was a good alien, good heart, saving the planet from, General Zed, whatever his name is. Zod, whatever. What the fuck was his name, Cameron? General Zod?
Zod, yeah.
Yeah, General
Zod.
Zod, yeah. So, dude, you are a phenomenon to us. We're not worried about you. I'm not like worried about you calling my mother or calling some. I don't give a fuck to who you call. But to me, you're a phenomenon, dude. You are a phenomenon, and that's what we're talking about you. I've never experienced this phenomenon. No one has. Cameron, have you ever experienced this type of phenomenon in your life? No, right? Be honest, right? Never, right? Not once.
No.
Never.
And,
there you go.
And the thing is, no matter what he does, a year from now, 2 years from now, let's say he changes his YouTube channel and he comes back 2 years from now, this is what he's going to be remembered for forever in the gaming and the TV world. But he can't change this tarnish now. Even if he tries to go and redeem himself and people forgive him, this will always be with him forever. This is you can't erase this.
Yeah, you can't.
Right.
Erase
So
this. You're absolutely right. You know, this is. I think you reached a point of no return. Quantum. You know, if you want a little piece of advice, Quantum, you should have never taken that mask off. I think that was your biggest mistake, bro. You should have never taken that mask off. You should have kept that mask on, brother. You should have listened to the Deadpool. But anyway, let's continue with this guy.
That's what she told you to do, but whatever. And I think at the end of the day, all of this like trying to cancel me over tweets that are A, from the timeline I told you I was hacked, that I've disavowed like a bunch of times, and like B, like you always coming up with like constant like you need to answer to this or else we're going to continue to say this about you and label you. Like it all started because you guys wanted to take content that didn't belong to you in the first place, and then the moment you started causing damages and somebody wanted to copyright.
How many times you gonna beat this dead horse? There's not even bones left. It's just a dust, bro. How? I mean, it's decomposed already. How long you gonna be beating this decomposed dust of a horse bone? Dude, fair use. Learn the fucking word fair use. We are within our rights to take your photo, to talk about you. It's within our rights to do it. Do you know when it's not a fair use? When I take this entire 36 minutes of a podcast and upload it without anything me saying about you, then you can say it's a copyright infringement. I mean, you can be this fucking dumb. Cameron, is he? I guess he is. He is. He's this fucking dumb. You know what? I take it back. You know, we gave him too much credit. We said that he knows what he's... No, he's dumb, dude. He's not smart. He's a smooth talker, and he got his way with words. Sure, I give him that. But he's fucking dumb, dude. You're dumb. I mean, sorry. You're dumb, bro. It's not just me saying, it's a lot of people saying this. Let's move on.
Claim you to try to get you to take down those videos to stop you from damaging the original video. You wanted to jump up and down and be like, that's not fair use. As you literally damage the original video ability to be able to profit or do anything through the amount of ratioing and all that stuff, which I can prove. Right? Now, again, I don't really $10,000 care about this, and that's what it would take, in case you wanted to know, to file a lawsuit and go through the motion with every single person, like $10,000 a pop. Like straight up, I'd rather spend that money on TVs for my community, reviewing content, having fun here, or like hanging out with my family, going on trips, you know, doing fun things, putting things away into life savings. I mean, we've got inflation and a war.
Wow, where did you get this acting lesson from? Let me talk to your acting coach. This is terrible. This is like a B movie or something, a low budget movie or some shit. This is even in a Days of Our Lives, you know, it sounds better than the way you put it, bro. Oh, you know, you put me to sleep, Quantum, with your bullshit, bro. But see, he's not self-aware when he talks with his bullshit acting voice. I don't think he talks like this in real life. I think he only does this for the fucking cameras. I think he lives a double life, dude. On the YouTube, he lives this life, and on his other whatever profession, he has that other whatever, more like a quiet voice. I'm assuming anything about this fucking guy at this point, you know, because that's why he's a phenomenon to me. Because I'm trying to understand how could you be this not so. It's like, Oh no, it's Alex. Alex says the best on his YouTube video. Oh no, it's Alex. Shout out to no. Oh no, it's Alex. Like my guy, my dude. How could you not be self-aware of what you're doing? If you're saying that you're so smart, that you are this lawyer, this district attorney, this messiah, this president, whatever, this godlike figure, then you should act like it. But you definitely are not acting what you're trying to sell. You're acting like an idiot, bro. Like a dumb idiot. You know, I'm not the smartest guy, and Cameron knows that. I'm not the smartest guy. But I can pick up on some bullshit. Like, I have a bullshit meter. I can pick up on it, you know? Like, dude. Ugh. Let's move on, Cameron. Let's continue.
Happening, and you guys are out here, like, acting like somebody's going to invest that much into you and your ridiculous nonsense. And it's like, yeah, is it unfortunate that you damaged my original videos? Yeah, absolutely. You're still doing it. You're still ratioing everything out, typing L plus ratio plus maidenless. Like, I know what you guys are doing, and you know what you're doing. All of you do. It's harassment for...
It's not harassment. It's a fair use. And none of this shit would be... Listen. Wake up. Quantum, I want you to wake up out of your, little dementia world that you're living in. None of this shit would be happening to you. Maybe my English is not good, Cameron. I'll try to see if I can portray this better. In a nice, smooth Asmer voice. None of this would be happening to you, Quantum. If you didn't do what you did, and you know what you did, okay? If you let it go, if you took the L and just let it go, people would forget about you. I wouldn't be sitting here late night, 1:30 in the morning, talking about you, examining your video. Review Tech USA wouldn't bother his chicken and his rooster to endure 3 hours of you. They can't even lay eggs in the morning because of you. No one would be talking about you. Nobody. If you let it go. The fucking Elden Ring. If you would let it fucking go. God, Cameron, help me here, bro. Help me here.
Oh, it's true.
I mean...
It's true.
The victim, God bless Review Tech USA. Let's give Review Tech USA a credit. He called it, didn't he, right? He said he will play a victim. He did exactly what Review Tech USA said he was going to do. He played a victim. Shout out to Review Tech USA. Good job. He's a good detective. Good job. I'll call him a Columbo. You know, like a TV show Columbo? Yeah. He called it out, man. He says, wait. He says the next day he will make the victim card. Make the victim video. That he's the victim now. And he's being harassed. He's being threatened. And he did exactly what Review Tech USA said he was going to do. Wow. Good one, Review Tech USA. Hey, what's up, Malik Pele? Malik Pele. I just got off of work, but to drink and play the game for a bit. Just came to support. Thank you, Malik. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I know. This thing, it's crazy. Malik, I never thought... None of us. Cameron, Mamba, Brendan, none of us. I think the entire YouTube community, it's like... Everyone is like, what the fuck that just landed on this planet? How did we were not aware that such alien exists that came from another universe, that it's a phenomenon? Cameron, I tried to warn people about him. And no one believed me, Cameron. No one believed me. But now they believe me. Now they see who this guy really is. Well, it took how many years? 4 years? 5 years? I don't know, something like that, right? But now finally they see who this guy really is, Oh, man. Let's continue. This is brutal.
For no fucking reason, based off of what you think. Because now, I'll be very clear. Was I harsh towards Elden Ring players? Absolutely. And I know...
Harsh? More than harsh. Jesus.
That pissed them off. But then, were Elden Ring players harsh to me? Nobody asked that question. What made a guy that talks about TVs angry enough to make a...
You know why they were harsh to you? Because you wouldn't respect their opinions. Alright. Okay, I'll do this in an Asmer voice. The reason they were so harsh to you, it's because It's because you couldn't take their opinion, okay? You were criticizing their opinion. You were saying that the game sucks. And for those of you who disagree with me that the game sucks, you should kill yourself. We have that video. We have that evidence. Okay? You can look it up. Type in hashtags QuantumTV. It's all there. Okay, this is Mr. 4K Asmer. Getting back, Cameron, let's move on.
A bad review about Elden Ring. Well, simply put, I reached out for help to the Elden Ring community. I tried to talk to you guys. I asked, like, is there an easier mode? And all I kept getting was, get good, you filthy, disgusting casual. You're disgusting, you're worthless, learn how to play the game. It doesn't need an easy mode. And
yes, that's what happens. It's called the internet. You fucking idiot. But God forbid, 8.4 billion people on this planet, that somebody criticizes you or disagrees with you. God forbid. Right, Cameron? God forbid.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
and like all this harassment. And then I started looking into how you treated other people that responded to this game, and it was more of the same thing. And as I started looking around, the landscape turned into anyone who says anything negative about Elden Ring is vilified, maliciously and relentlessly.
Not true. Not true. I've criticized Demon Souls. I've criticized Elden Ring. Hell, I even criticize Metroid Dread. Sure, I got some people who didn't like it, but it was 50-50. It's always going to be 50-50 ratio, okay? Not everyone's going to love Elden Ring. Some people don't care about Elden Ring. But it's the way you approached it, the way you went after the Elden Ring community. It's the way you did it, in the fashion that you did it. And I want to repeat myself like a broken record. It was you who said that all of you who like this game need to go kill yourself. You said it. I didn't say it. It was you in that blue shirt, whatever that polo shirt, whatever the fuck you were wearing. You fucking said it, sitting on that chair with those three, lightsabers, dildos, and some kind of a werewolf with a fucking horns doing this in the background. Okay? You did this, bro. And now you're gonna play a victim. Why is this happening to me? So wait a minute, you burned someone's house, and then you wonder why they want to burn your house now. Anyway, let's move on.
And it just kept happening. And then, as I'm looking at, the game as a product, with the weakest, most disgusting frame rates out there, graphics that are not next gen, which is why I said they are.
But even right now, why is your voice so angry? Just the word Elden Ring, you get angry. Dude, if you suck at the game, don't play it. Go back to, Tetris or whatever the fuck is that you play. Stop playing it. If I suck at something, guess what? I'll give you one example. Returnal. I suck at the game, and that's it. I stopped playing it. Now, the only reason I was mad at the House Marquee developers of the Returnal, it's because I was misinformed. I was misled. I didn't know that it was a rogue-like type game. I had no idea that it was going to be like one of those Souls games, rogue-like type games. I was being sold with a trailer that this is going to be something like a Resident Evil or Dead Space. I honestly, Cameron, I was under the impression that it was going to be like a Dead Space or something like that with a chick in it. And guess what? That's what I was criticizing, that I spent $89 on something that I didn't want because I was falsely advertised. But I understood that the Returnal is not for everybody. And guess what I did, Cameron? I stopped playing it. And I never touched it. You know why? Because I don't like those types of games. Not for me.
Yeah.
That's it. Maybe it's for you, but it's not for me. But I'm not going to tell the Returnal community to go, kill themselves and go suck whatever, something. I'm not gonna do that. You know, there's people who love that game and they're good at it. They're really good at it, man. I've seen some videos, unbelievable. Trust me, Cameron. There's people who are really good at Returnal. And that's okay, that's cool, man. But you see, that's the problem with him. He can't have any kind of a defeat. He always wants to be number one at everything. That's narcissist. I'm number one at everything. Everything I touch turns into a gold. Everything I do turns into a money. That's a narcissistic mind. I hope people who are watching this are probably understanding now what I'm getting at here. This is a full case of a narcissist. You can't debate this anymore. This is any judge who looks at this, anyone from our mental clinics, psychiatrist who looks at this, certified psychiatrist with a degree, who with that psychiatry doctrine, looks at this and say, oh yeah, this guy is a full-blown narcissist. This guy is a full-blown narcissist, and that's what you've got.
And going back to making reviews, I told you before, and I just came and looked at it now. Solid Rev, what is it, like 3 days ago he made a review about Elden Ring, and now the video has like 23,000 views.
Oh yeah, what he says, I almost quit gaming, right? He said.
Yeah, and it has 2,000 likes and 69 dislikes. So he's not getting the hate like what Quantum got. So it's not the fact that Quantum didn't like the game. It's the way he approached the review.
Yeah, there's always going to be 50-50,
right?
Even on the Gran Turismo 7, on the what you call it, the one that Review Tech USA did, it's 50-50. Yeah. That's normal ratio. That's what you expect. There's going to be 50-50. Yeah, you know. But look at his ratio.
Review Tech even commented on the Solid Rev video 10 minutes ago, and but the consensus is people. There's even people in here who are Elden Ring lovers, and they're like, you know what, I love Elden Ring, it's my favorite game, but you know what, I agree with your review. You made some good points, you know. So like I said, Solid Rev, he didn't tell the people to go kill themselves or whatever, you know, or if you like this game, you're garbage or whatever. He said he doesn't like these types of games. It's too hard for him, and he said he prefers games like Max Payne, The Last of Us. Those are his type of games, and there's nothing wrong if you like this game. It's just
not wrong.
And he said he loves the way the game looks. He said the graphics and the Elden Rings are great. He says the game is just too hard, and he doesn't like the fact that, you know, it doesn't tell you what to do, where to go.
And it's a 60 FPS. It's a 60 FPS on PS5. Can you believe that? But you know what?
So
I started liking it.
It's not for him.
I started I feel bad that I mentioned his real name, because that's why I got kicked out of PlayStation. Penalty 24 hours. And I shouldn't have said that. I should have fucking known better. You see, that's when my beast comes out, Cameron. You know, that's when that shit happens. And I'm honest about it. I don't hide behind it. You know, poor Andy got a taste of it. But I started loving that. I started loving that game. Malik was there. He saw me. I started enjoying the Elden Ring. You know why? Because I learned the mechanics of the game. Now I understand how you play this game. And I started liking it. You know? But I'm not going to go and say, ooh, just because this is not for me, it's garbage. No. I'm not going to say that everybody who plays this game is garbage. No. You can't do that, man. You can't generalize like that. Some people like visual novels. You know what? And there's nothing wrong with that. I play visual novels. Some people don't like it because you have to read a lot of dialogue, and like, oh, fuck that. Some people love that. Me, I enjoy it. I play it on my Nintendo Switch. I play visual novels, and I enjoy it. But I'm not going to say, oh, just because somebody doesn't like a visual novel. Let's say I don't like visual novels, which is not true, I do. But let's say I didn't like visual novels. What should I say? Everybody who reads visual novels should go kill themselves?
Yeah.
Right? Or imagine if you say anyone who doesn't play Ghost of Tsushima should go kill themselves. That would be very narcissistic of you, right, Cameron, if you said that?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So, anyway, let's move on with him. Here we go. Play.
Our dog shit? Like, you can look at the art style and think you like it and call it an art style, but bud, don't kid yourself. That is not a next-gen look. The PS4 Pro or Xbox One X could have pulled that off easily. And the reality is, when you talk about that, that pisses off these gamers that identify with the product. And
who gives a fuck? They're not playing Elden Ring because of fucking photorealistic state-of-the-art fucking graphics. What the fuck does that do with anything? What is this? Industrial Light and Magic? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? No one gives a shit about that. We're talking about a gameplay mechanics. We're talking about a gameplay in general. We're talking about what type of game this is. What type of genre this is. See how he tries to swerve himself to stay away from the subject that's important, right? To say, you see, that's why the game sucks, because it's not mastered in state-of-the-art graphics or some shit. Even on a PC, barely fucking runs. But who gives a shit about that? We're talking about mechanics of the game, not the graphics. But see, now he's turning it into a graphics issue. Let's move on.
And they love it. And listen, if you love it, great. But when I said that you guys are people who have no friends, no lives, no family, you guys are...
Yeah, you're right, dude. I have no friends. I wish that I didn't have any friends. So that way I don't have to worry about my phone ringing every fucking time during the day. I get tired of my phone ringing all the fucking time. I wish that I didn't have any friends. God, man, this fucking guy. Yeah, you know, Cameron, he's right. We have no friends, right, Cameron? We have no family, right? We're just losers, you know. We don't even exist, man. This is a figment of your imagination, dude. Let's move on. This is painful to watch this, Cameron. This is just painful.
Are basically shut-in losers for the most part. You kind of proved my point by, like, sitting there, 12,000 people on every video I upload, downloading and ripping it down and attacking and forming like little mobs and little communities and sub-communities to just talk about me. Like, you kind of proved my point. This is not healthy behavior. See, typically when people...
You proved our points that you are not a healthy... You're talking about yourself right there. You are not a healthy behavior because you're the one who's acting like a fucking phenomenon lunatic from another universe. And we're trying to understand this phenomenon that landed on our planet, which is you, Quantum. You are that phenomenon, and we're trying to understand where did this creature come from. I don't even call him a human. He's some kind of a phenomenon creature that, I don't know, gave the monolith gave birth to in the universe, and from a monolith, from a universe, he fucking landed somehow here in Florida. And it was raised by so-and-so, I don't know. You are a phenomenon. You are. So let's move on. And we're all trying to understand you. And it's painful to try to understand you. I feel like Johnny Depp in a fucking court, just like, is this shit ever gonna end? Is this fucking pain ever gonna go away? Getting a fucking sinuses, infections, and fucking headaches. Just listening to this nonsense, man.
People buy products they're happy with, they play it, they enjoy it, they watch it, they use it. They don't sit there and form hate groups around their products to attack anyone who doesn't like their product. I've run into this 3 times in my life now. 1 with the LG OLED community, 2 with the Xbox community, and now with the
LG OLED community. Wow, finally he mentioned me, didn't he, Cameron? Wow. Nice little innuendo there. LG OLED community. Why? Do you know why? Because you were saying as soon as you buy the LG OLED that there's going to be immediate burn-in. Immediate burn-in. And here we are right now. You have OLED. You talk all that shit about the OLED, but you have OLED. Not just the OLED from the LG, but now you have OLED from Samsung. So you have 2 Korean brands, Samsung and LG. And yes, they're from Korea. Don't mistaking it for Japan. Japan, it's Sony, Mitsubishi, you know, all these other Hitachi, you know, all that shit. We're talking about South Korea. So Samsung, now you got a Samsung OLED TV. But when we were criticizing you because you were falsely misinforming, then you went on this offensive and defensive point of view. No. Samsung is the best TV. LCD, LED is the best. Full array of local dimmings are the best. Nothing can compare with the peak brightness. All about the fucking peak brightness. Where the fuck is your peak brightness right now? Now you're talking about the OLED. Watching in a dark fucking room with that $5 bursting color, vivid shit that looks like somebody pours the fucking paint, grade A paint, bleeding out of the fucking screen. Sorry, I'm Mamba. Even Mamba's laughing. This
Oh my
is
God,
fucking,
that's
it
funny
is,
as
man.
hell.
This guy's a phenomenon, man. This is just, you know.
Yeah, I've been here the whole time. I was just eating and, doing shit.
Yeah, man. This guy is a beyond phenomenon. Hey, welcome back, CT Knockout. Welcome back, Malik. Let's continue with the endurance of this torture. Here we go.
Elden Ring community. Out of all the
Here we go
products
again.
I've ever reviewed, this is the only time I've actually run into a legitimate hate community. Yes, PlayStation fanboys are totally toxic too, but I've never run into the same level of like just.
Wait a minute. So wait, which is it? Are we toxic or we're not? Then why you have PlayStation? If it's so toxic, then what are you doing on a PlayStation? Why don't you play Nintendo Switch? Why don't you go get a Steam Deck or something? Whatever. Anyway, everything's toxic for him. That criticizes him, or his game that he sucks at.
Just disdain and hatred like I have here. So that says something about you guys. Now, again, I own both consoles. I'm not stirring up a console war or blaming Xbox fans for anything, but
But you just did. You contradicted yourself. Oh, Cameron, do you have any kind of like a red pill, blue pill, or some shit? Let me just get the fuck out of this nightmare, bro.
He needs a purple. He needs a purple pill. Something else.
This is fast. Listen, man, guys. I want to go back to doing what I normally do with my, videos and podcasts, which we will. But this is it's a phenomenon. It's like this guy should be like in Area 51 or something, like to examine him. This is a phenomenon. Let's move on.
fanaticism is what I'm talking about. My point being is you can look at every angle you want to try to paint me as a bad guy, but I really am just a TV reviewer, that is a professional that talks about professional.
It's almost like an alien, a new alien egg or something.
It's you don't have to like me, but damaging reputation is not fair use.
Oh, crap.
And I think that's something that.
Dude, that's called internet. Your reputation will be judged by the masses, by the public opinion, you dumb fuck. Do you understand how public opinion works? If majority of a public opinion says you fucking suck, guess what? You fucking suck. That's how the football players' reputations are fucked. That's how Amber Heard's reputation is fucked. Because of the public opinion. You dumb phenomenon alien that Monolith gave fucking birth. It rejected you because it didn't want you in the fucking galactic universe out there. Federation. I think that's what happened. The Monolith that gives life to another universe rejected you and sent it here in Florida to us. Jesus Christ, man.
No, that sucks.
That none of you want to mention in your videos as you want to make me seem like some unhinged, crazy person that shouldn't be doing
'Cause you are!
any kind of contacting
You
anyone's
are!
mother. Wah. Deal with it. And then,
Wah,
you
'cause
have
you are,
people like
wah.
Tech USA that wants to pretend like I wasn't hacked.
Because you are wah wah. Let me call me your mother. Wah. Hey, honey, you want to fuck? No! I want to call his mother. But, honey, I'm horny. Shut up. That's a blasphemy. You'll fuck when I tell you to fuck. I'm calling his mother. What the fuck? Come on, man. Imagine the marriage that he has, man. Imagine how fucked up that whole fucking atmosphere might be. Fuck's sake.
What happens if he's not married? It's all made up.
Well, that makes him even more fake. That means he lied about everything. That means he's the old-time liar of all times. I don't know. Like they're gonna give him a Guinness Records of liars. I don't know.
Oh yeah, nobody's gonna impersonate you.
Yeah,
As
give him a
literally,
key to
he
the
has a
scene,
moderator
too.
named QuantumTV and knows that's a fake account, so he knows the behavior is there. He's just playing stupid for the sake of the audience, for the sake of the controversy.
Yes, it's called. Okay, I need to control myself. Hold on. Listen to me, my boy, my dude. What do you think YouTube is about? What do you think NBC, Fox News, CNN, Fox Sports, HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, Stars, it's all about? fucking ratings. They live off of ratings. And if it's not entertaining, if a lot of people are not watching it, guess what? No one's gonna watch it. They're gonna fucking sink that ship. If the Shark Tank wasn't successful, no one would be watching the fucking Shark Tank on the NBC. I mean, are you really... Oh, okay, Mamba, Cameron, Brandon, from which fucking monolith did this fucking guy fucking came out of?
I think he came on.
How did he made it this far? How the fuck he made it this far? Cameron, please tell me, guys, how did he made it this far?
By being a good con artist.
I guess. Oh, let's continue.
He should have just stuck to making his little TV videos.
That's it.
And not even fucking review the games, especially if he's not even playing the games. You know, so
no one would bother him. I promise you.
No.
If he just took the L and forgot about all of this shit, no one would talk. I wouldn't be talking about him right now, losing a fucking sleep over this fucking phenomenon. But this truly is a phenomenon that we're gonna have to, I don't know, call the Area 51 and maybe take him to Alaska, somewhere out there in the underground secret base, and they can study this phenomenon. You know, let's move on with this phenomenon.
I get it, but it's disingenuous. And again, it's so funny. Like even the little mischief character out there who's sitting here and defending all his friends knows in the same breath that there are impersonation accounts. Actman and Mischief had a live stream where they were on together and literally saw multiple fake accounts. I showed that. And it's funny that like in the same breath they want to be like when somebody asks.
Yes. And they're not hiding the fact that they did it for fun. Just like Review Tech USA, before he brings the Carl, the rooster, and Amy, the chicken, he says, yes, there's gonna be a bot, scripted bot called Fake QuantumTV. And he's not hiding it. While you are hiding everything, you're blaming a hacker that said all that shit that it wasn't you for fucking 4 years. And all of a sudden, once you got exposed by Review Tech USA, all of a sudden, your change of heart, wonderful, good-hearted hacker decided to pull the fucking videos, all the videos. Come on, man. Come on, phenomenon. No wonder the fucking monolith of the universe rejected you. Get the fuck out of here, man. Let's continue.
Why would anybody impersonate Quantum? And the Mischief responds with, well, because it's fucking funny. You guys think that this kind of harassment is a game and it's funny. And that...
Yes! Yes! Yes, motherfucker. You know why? Because that's how it works in democracy. That's why you have Saturday Night Live roasting all the presidents out there and congressmen and all the important fucking figures from Johnny Depp to Tom Cruise to... You dumb motherfucker. Have you seen the South Park? Have you seen the South Park? Have you seen the South Park?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking Quantum. Have you ever watched it? No, I'm sorry. He never saw the South Park. They didn't have that in the universe over there, in the monolith that rejected him, and landed on Florida somehow. Man, can you believe this shit? I mean, he doesn't belong on this planet, bro. He's on the wrong planet, man. Dude, you don't belong here. Let's move on. This guy, not only is he out of touch with reality, but he doesn't belong on this planet. The third rock from the sun. Dude, you need to, I don't know. Even Mars will reject you, dude. Somehow, it's going to reject you. I don't know if is there any planet that's going to keep you. I don't know. Somehow...
Well, Elon Musk will be the main guy in Mars, so I don't think Elon Musk would allow him.
Fuck
I
no.
gotta get going, guys.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it a night too.
Yeah. Anyway, let me just finish this bit right here really quick. I can't believe it's been 3 hours already. 3 hours and 18 minutes. Oh, man.
Proves right there your character hasn't changed from bully. It hasn't changed from harassment. It hasn't changed from the things that people have said about you in the past, right? Because you're pack predators. Oh No It's Alex,
Predators.
Topanga Plays, Griffin Gaming,
Act
Review Tech
Predators.
USA, Mischief, As in Gold, you know, Charlie from Penguins, whatever the hell. All of you are just running together in a circle to try to damage and defame and to cancel and to be as harassing towards me as you can be. And none of this will enrich your life. And
Actually, he did. That 16-year-old that you constantly talk about his age because you're so obsessed with his age, now is going to be making shitload of money thanks to you. Yes, you're definitely enriching us. You're enriching a lot of YouTubers, dude. Me, I'm not doing it for the money because I don't care. Money comes and goes. But you are definitely helping a lot of YouTubers. You are enriching. You are a gift that keeps on giving, dude. Unbelievable. Let's look at this. Let's scroll down to the end of the video right here. See what the fuck he says. At this is 33 minutes. It's fucking painful to watch this.
I guess it's a QuantumTV Santa phenomenon.
Oh,
Because
it
he's
is.
the gift that keeps on giving.
is his mother telling him to do things or to try things, making sure that it's not linked to him, you know?
Like a
What
tooth fairy.
is she telling you to try? What is she telling you to make sure isn't linked to you? Make sure your hands are clean of it, but go ahead and try it? Like, what are you, contracting an assassin now? Like, what is this? Like, I don't understand this, and given that you have a following, given that you know all this, you know, crap that you're doing, and you're purposely doing it, I can only assume that it's malicious and it's, you know, malintent behind it. So, I think...
Yeah, you injected it. And now you're getting the taste of the same fucking medicine that you injected. You dumb fuck. Listen, I could do this forever. It's been 3.5 hours already talking about this phenomenon. He's a phenomenon, and listen, I'm not the only one. Review Tech USA did a great fucking number on him, and others have done. Listen, man, the evidence is there, dude. You can just, like I said, just type in hashtag QuantumTV, and the evidence is there. If you don't know about this guy, the evidence is there. I mean, you're gonna have a field day.
I'm sure he's gonna make more videos, and people are gonna analyze the videos. He's gonna make more videos as he gets frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is really painful at this point right now. It's like, it's what here's what it's doing, Cameron. My brain, it's in touch with reality, and I'm aware of that. And this guy, it's like putting some viruses, Trojan viruses, in my brain because I can't believe what I'm fucking hearing from his mouth. You know, that's how I feel when I try to examine this guy, and his ridiculously out of touch with reality video that he made. It's not bad enough. It's fucking long. It's 36 minutes and 53 seconds. But the shit that comes out of his mouth, I guess his wife must be an alien too. Like they were both rejected from the universe, from the monolith, and they came in, landed on Kissimmee. They kissed each other, and here they are in Central Florida now. They're, you know, there they are. I don't know where he lives. I'm just guessing. Maybe he's in Central Florida. Next to you, Brendan.
Thank you.
I have no. He's somewhere in Florida. It's a big state. It looks like a toilet. All right. And if you turn it up right, it looks like a dildo with a cock. So there you have it. Look. It's true. And look, I
With
live
like
in
a right nut. With like a right nut.
Yeah.
The left
Look,
nut.
guys.
The left nut is the left.
It's a right nut because it's a right political state. Right.
Yeah. Right now.
That's why it's a right nut.
Look, this is just. I mean, everything that I said here, everything that we discussed, clearly you can understand why this person, it's a narcissist of the great value. This is what I like to call not the Avengers of great value, but a narcissist of great value. And it's a phenomenon. And look, but one thing I want to say before we end this, of course he's not going to change. You can't change a narcissist. You can't change a Vladimir Putin. You can't change Osama bin Laden. You couldn't change none of these motherfuckers, okay? They are what they are. That's who they are. That's how they're built. That's how they live. You can't change them. And of course, this fucking guy is never going to change. 100%. Okay? If he changes, then it's going to be snowing in Florida with like a 12 feet of snow or some shit. I don't know. But here's what I want to say. It's not so much about him. It's about the YouTube. And I think this is what I want to say at the end of the video, which is something that I said I was going to say at the end of this live stream. The YouTube needs to take the notice of this, and we all need to hold YouTube accountable that they are not looking at this and acknowledging this, to speak out against this, to say that this is wrong. And this kind of behavior, this kind of crap should never be tolerated on the YouTube platform. If I'm a CEO of YouTube, you wouldn't be watching this video. Well, you wouldn't be able to find this channel because it would be done deal. And then if he wants to sue the YouTube, well, we have more money than God. Good luck, you know. Good luck with that shit. So I want to bring this to the YouTube's attention. Google, you know that this guy is wrong. You know what he's doing. It's bad for the YouTube community. It's not just me saying this, YouTube. The entire YouTube community is saying this. We are giving this guy plenty of chances, plenty of opportunity to change. He failed on every single aspect. He failed. And of course, he's not going to admit. Of course, he's not going to commit to admit to what he did. So I think it is your responsibility, YouTube. Since you talk about how you like to safeguard, you know, to have YouTube be like more like a family-oriented, you know, a good place for content creators to create and to protect content creators. You always talk about how you like to protect content creators and how you like to always, you know, stand with the content creators. Well, YouTube, you failed here. You failed here big time. Look what this guy's doing. Look what he did to that big YouTuber. And what do you think he's going to do next? He said that that's normal for him to, you know, look up people and dox people and bothered people. He says that's a normal thing for him. And you are okay with this, YouTube? YouTube, you have to send a strong message, YouTube. Because if you allow this to go on, and if you allow this kind of toxic nonsense to flourish, then we're gonna live in a new normal where this kind of shit's gonna be happening on a greater scale. Okay, it's, you know, it's like a snowball. It starts small as it keeps rolling down a hill, and then finally, once it reaches to its destination, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I say, let's avoid the big avalanche of a snowball, and let's go ahead and let's remove this guy from the platform. He shouldn't be on this platform. I think he was given way too many chances. If you want to talk to him, you should talk to him to see what he does, to see if he's going to change. But trust me, YouTube, this person will never, ever, ever change. It's been well documented since 2017. This is not a type of guy that changes, okay? And he will never change. And now the entire community is seeing that. So I think it is up to you, YouTube, to take the action and to remove this guy from the platform. He caused already too much pain to Ackman's family, to others, to a lot of people, to Paul the tech giant and the shit he said about him, the videos he made about him, calling him out, even though he told him that his kid was sick with the COVID. But he didn't care about that. This individual should be removed, should be banned, and he should never be allowed to come back. That's what I think. That's my opinion, because I think he's a cancer to the YouTube community. He's a toxic individual, and it's only going to get worse. This is not going to get better. It's only going to get worse, you know. And we don't want to get to the point where it gets to the God forbid, to the point where it gets really, really dangerous. Or God forbid something happens, right? And I think you bear responsibility, YouTube, to stop before it gets out of hand. To stop this before it gets really fucking ugly. You know. Because, yes, he is dangerous. Because what he's promoting that, hey, it's okay. If you're a college kid, if you just finished high school, yeah, go dox people, man. Go have fun. Go fuck with people's mothers and their wives and whatnot. That's what he's saying, basically. And he calls himself a professional, intellectual, grown-ass man. This, it's something that you, YouTube, really need to look. This needs to go to the top. Not to some, whatever, intern working at the YouTube. This needs to go to the CEO of the YouTube. They need to look at this guy. And they need to have a meeting on the boards of directors in Silicon Valley, and they need to make a decision. What are they gonna do with his channel? Maybe you need to contact him, talk to him. Maybe you should do that, sure. Try all the other options, but if that doesn't work, I think you should do the right thing and remove him from the platform. That's just my opinion. What do you think, Cameron? What do you think, Mamba? What do you think, Brendan?
I agree. Remove them.
Absolutely agree.
But are they? That's the thing, right? Or
Well,
sometimes it might take them forever.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm worried about. That they won't take him from the YouTube, and I don't want to see this get really ugly, dude, to the point where God forbid somebody gets hurt. You know what I mean? God forbid, but he could get that ugly. You know what I mean, Cameron?
Yeah.
And then it's too late. When it gets fucking ugly, it's too late. Then, fuck that shit. I don't want to read about it on the fucking news. Then it's too fucking late. Why does it take a tragedy to fix something? We should avoid a tragedy. We should avoid unnecessary shit before it happens. That's what this is all about. This guy is clearly instigating all kinds of crazy shit, like a Joker in a Gotham City, pulling all kinds of strings, scheming, manipulating, pressing buttons, all kinds of crazy shit. And that shouldn't be allowed on any platform, for that matter. So, well, it's been 3 hours and 3 hours and a half. I can't believe that I actually spent 3 hours and a half on this guy, on the quantum itself. So,
Yeah.
anyway, you can also watch my other video, my other live stream from I believe was Tuesday night, where I talked about it as well. Yeah, go ahead, Cameron. You're gonna say something.
I was gonna say I sent you 2 videos on Instagram, so after this live stream you can watch it, and I think you'll have a laugh.
Oh God, that's gonna be Quantum's favorites. Oh man, we'll have to make a Quantum special edition, Ultimate Collector's Edition, or some shit.
Like a Zack Snyder cut almost.
Yeah, something like that, man.
Maybe Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan, Zack Snyder can direct it.
Actually, let me see really quick since I'm here.
The Quantum Night.
Let's see the Quantum Night. Oh my God, let's see those videos. He sent it to me. Right here.
Yeah, it'll make for a good watch. You can watch them after.
Oh God, here we go.
Zack Snyder's Quantum League.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, West, y'all. Part 2 of Rich Review Tech is late in the game. Here is Quantum Apocalypse.
You see the title? Review
Tech.
Yeah. Netflix. That's the thumbnail. Talking about Netflix is racist because they had Black Panther. And look at the outlandish stuff he was saying. See, I had this shit on my channel before.
No, I thought it would be interesting for Ed, because Ed knows all these people.
You need to do a part 3. You need to get the originator, the one that really exposed them. I'm the one that put that heat
And the
on
other
them.
video is
I'm
part
the
2
one
to that. It's
actually
part 2 to
told
that video.
But see, that's what he does. See, that's what Quantum does. He only cares about money. And he's willing to instigate and exploit any subject, whether it's the television or video games or movies or political arena or sexual orientation, whatever it might be, right? He's only looking for attention. He's an attention whore. Yes, he's a phenomenon, but he's the attention whore. And this is what he wants. He's looking for the attention. And that's all he does, man. And Westside Tech is right. Maybe I need to get him on the podcast so he can talk about this.
Well, I was gonna tell you that maybe that later on when me and you spoke, but that's you're thinking what I was thinking.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And look at this one over here.
The other one is part 2 to that video.
West,
when you
y'all.
watch the things you watch.
There's
So
Westside
the day
Tech.
finally comes.
What's up, big boy? I haven't seen you in a while.
That everybody's starting to see what type of person Quantum Apokiosis is, or now he calls himself Quantum.
Which videos are they?
It's the review tech late in the game about QuantumTV, Quantum Apotheosis Part 1. You see, this is why people need, like YouTube needs to do a better research. I don't think YouTube is aware, quite honestly, Cameron, about history of this guy. You know, if they would like really review like who Quantum really is and what he has done in the past, then YouTube would have realized, whoa, this guy should definitely not be on any platform, let alone YouTube. You know. Now I'm not gonna play this entire video, you know, but
Yeah, you can watch it after.
after. But yeah, you see, no one likes him. Why is that? Now, sure, I have some people that don't like me for whatever reason, right? But it's a 50-50. I also have people who like me. It's a 50-50. It's a normal thing. That's what I expect. If everybody liked me, then, what am I? Am I some kind of that would be weird for me if everybody liked me. But 50-50, it's a normal thing. Some people will like you, some they won't. So 50-50 is a normal ratio. But when you look at Quantum, no one has anything good to say about this guy, except the people that he, brainwashed and they paid for his $5 membership and the fake fundraiser. Or maybe he paid for them, I don't know, to pay $5. Who the fuck knows? You never know with this guy. Anything's possible at this point. But no one likes him. How is that possible? Type in hashtag QuantumTV. Okay, for those of you who are watching this, who are not familiar with this guy Quantum, type in hashtag QuantumTV and see what it shows up. Look at the ratio of how many people don't like him. And good luck if you find one single video that likes him. Good luck. The only person that you're gonna find is himself saying how awesome he is. Duh, because he's narcissist. But look at the amount of people that don't like him. What does that tell you? This is what he does. He shits on everybody. He manipulates and then he shits on people. Because he only cares about one person. Himself. That's the only thing he cares about. Himself, Cameron. And Mamba and Brendan. And everybody who's watching this. That's the only person he cares about is himself. And he's willing to go to any lengths to protect that brand. Himself. And that's who he is. And what is that? That's the mind of a narcissist. He's a narcissist. Can we all agree he's a narcissist? I'm pretty sure you guys would agree. At this point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's a narcissist. This is a clear and cut case. Your Honor, this court is adjourned. This court is done. The court case is closed. That's it. He's officially a narcissist. That's it. Label him a narcissist. That's all. That's what it is.
Guys.
All right. All right, we're gonna end it right here. It's been 3 hours and 38 minutes. It's been great, man. I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to say. Like if Mamba you want to say and Cameron. I know Brendan, you gotta go.
I think we've said you've pretty much said everything that I think most people are thinking right now.
Yeah. About
Quantum. So, I mean, it's only going to get worse the more he sits and bakes. I'm sure he's going to make more videos. Tomorrow is Friday. Actually, today is Friday, so I'm pretty sure he's going to make a video. Maybe on the weekend he's going to say something stupid. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of videos coming. And I have a feeling Ackman is doing something behind the scenes right now with YouTube about him. That's why we're not really hearing much about Ackman. So I'm pretty sure something is going to be coming soon.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. And hopefully, and he can reach to YouTube much quicker than anybody else. because he's got 1.3 million subscribers, right? And sure, YouTube's gonna, take in consideration to what he did. But I also believe that he might take a legal action against him, Now the gloves are off. He's gonna find out where he lives. He's gonna find out everything about this guy, Quantum, right? So now the gloves are off. See, this is what he did. He's not self-aware that now he made it personal, dude. Now forget about the YouTube Quantum. Even if they ban you from YouTube, you're still gonna have to deal with Actman. You're still gonna have to deal with him. He's gonna take your ass to court. So see, but he never thought about that, Cameron. In his head, he never thought about that. Like, dude, you're contacting his mother. That's not okay. That's not legal. Unless you know her, unless you're friends. And even if you're friends, you don't publicly put that shit out there without her consent. Dude, you messed up badly, bro. I think this is the Titanic ship. I think he's gonna hit the iceberg, and he's gonna go down with that Titanic ship. Cameron, dude, there is no lifeboat for this guy. I really don't believe there is. What do you think?
No, there's nothing he can do to fix the damage he's caused. So.
Yeah, man, this is beyond fixing. What do you think, Mamba?
Yeah, there's no way I don't think this can be fixed.
Yeah, he's so deep in it, man.
Can't fix the cancer.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Nothing can be fixed with this guy at this point. And I'd look, the comments are saying the same thing, So, if you are what you say you are, Quantum, then don't you think there'll be more people coming on this comment section, hitting the dislike on my videos, saying how awesome you are, how great professional masturbator you are, and all this, color vivid shit you do? Don't you think people would actually come in and say that and defend you? I haven't seen a single person defending you. To be honest, I haven't seen it. So how could that be? But I guess we now know that you truly are a phenomenon and narcissist. And congratulations. Everybody will now know you as a narcissist. And that's something that your name's gonna carry. Your name's gonna carry as a narcissist. Even if you come back, let's say they ban you, and you come back on the YouTube again. Unless you change your sex or something, I don't know. But people will always remember you. Oh, there goes that narcissist, that flagger who's flagging falsely, false flagger, and guy who likes to call their mommies. You don't realize what you've done to yourself, to your reputation, bro. You say you care. You say that you care about your reputation. Well, this doesn't look like somebody who cares about their reputation. If I cared about my reputation, I would make damn sure that I don't fuck it up. Right? Because I don't want to lose what I have. Right? I was like, fuck, dude, I'll be on the streets. But you, my friend, you are just self-destructing what you created, dude. I'm sure it took you a long time to get those 65,000 subscribers. And I'm pretty sure you put some hard work here and there. Use your own money to buy these televisions. Why you want to fuck all that up, dude? All because of what? Some self-centered ego that you have? Because you're the Messiah? Hello? Anybody there? 8.4 billion, maybe more. I don't know the exact status, but it's 8.4 billion of people on this planet. And you think that everyone should bow down to you? 8.4 billion people should bow down to you? They should never be criticized? That no one should disagree with you? That everyone should drink the same Kool-Aid? That everyone should believe in the same religion you believe? That everyone should fuck the way you fuck? I mean, I mean, that's what you're telling us, that everyone should like convert to quantum apotheosis worshipping or some shit like that. That's basically what you're saying. And the fact that you're not self-aware that there's 8.4 billion people on this planet, and you're telling everybody that they need to bow down to you and drink the same Kool-Aid you drink and act the way you act, my friend, you are already done for, man. You're on that Titanic ship, and I'm afraid I won't be able to drag you out of that cold water. You know, sadly, you're gonna stay there in that limbo and only got yourself to blame. You only got yourself to blame, man. You did this to yourself. You know, I'm not the smartest guy on the planet, nor am I claiming that I'm the smartest guy or the good-looking guy or anything like that. But I wouldn't be this dumb enough to self-destruct myself in this fucking fashion, dude. I would never do that. I wouldn't self-destruct myself in this kind of fashion, as you just did. And I'll just leave it at that. All right, guys, we got to get going. It's almost 4 hours, 3 hours and 45 minutes. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all. Appreciate it, man. It was great. Thank you,
See you guys on the next one.
Yeah, on the next one. I'll see you guys. Cheers. We'll keep in touch. All right, guys.
All right.
Take care.
brother.
Have a good one.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Malik Peel. Thank you, Chase Jones. Thank you, CT Knockout. Thank you, CT Knockout. Also, shout out to Westside Tech. Westside Tech, you should definitely come in. Join my podcast, dude. We should definitely do some podcasts together. I got a lot of people on my podcast. You should definitely join. Thank you, Art Vandelay. Thank you, JCon79. Thank you, EE96. Thank you, Ellis Tenorio. Thank you, Trending Streams. Thank you, Ghosting You. Appreciate it. Even Illuminati Mafia, thank you for being here. Deacon, thank you, Deacon, for being here. And of course, Master System Marceau, thank you. Thank you, Master, for being here. Thank you, Master. Jeff Assassin, thank you. Thank all of you who were here participating on this live stream. And until the next one, guys, be good, stay safe, and enjoy life, man. Enjoy life. Take care. Be good. Love you all. If I know how to close this live stream. Oh, there's the button. This happens to me every single time. Whenever I'm using the OBS, I always forget where to close the stream. So there it is right here. All right, guys. Love you all. Be good. Kisses. Take care. Be good. Love you. Stay blessed. And spread the love. Don't spread the hate. Spread the love. And God bless you all.